Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. K-Buff Aviators in the house. Brad M's in the house. Clocky says rip checklist. Yeah, I know, man. Marcus will not clear you for an unfiled flight. Marcus, are we going to actually talk to you tonight? I don't know. It's probably going to be a little bit of time before we pick up some clearance out here. Christine Felshaw, happy Friday. Good to see you. Sky Lounge, thank you for the host. There's an auto host, never mind. I'm trying to get my thing doesn't tell me an auto host versus a non-auto host. Daniel R. Wood, 11. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. I think I might have poured too much wine tonight. I'm hoping this lasts me all the way to the end of the stream, because that is a huge amount of booze. DL Greer, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. 737 Captain, welcome aboard. Reddit Supporter, welcome aboard. Pilot Person 77, welcome aboard. So, the astute people will notice that this is not the Flight Factor A320. We're going to fly that tomorrow. So, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow between 11 and 12 Eastern Time, which is 3 to 4 UTC, which is like 4 to 5 o'clock in Britain. So, we're going to stream the A320 tomorrow. It's probably going to be a long stream. It's probably going to be many, many, many legs, and we're going to have some fun with it. So I figured that I've been promising the EU guys that we'd do something fun. There's somebody flashing their lights over there. I see that, damn it. I promised the EU guys we'd have some fun one of these days, and tomorrow's going to be that day. I finally have a Saturday where I can do some streaming, so we're going to fly the Flight Factor A320 tomorrow. If you're here to see it today, I don't know. I'm sure somebody else will be streaming it. We're going to be flying today, though, the Mitsubishi MU-2B Marquis by X-Aviation. We tried to fly this a couple of weeks ago when it was in beta, the 1.8 version of this plane, and we're unsuccessful due to licensing issues, I later found out. So unfortunately, we didn't get to fly it then, but we get to fly it today, and I'm really excited. I was talking to Josh Gibbs about this plane earlier today, and he was trying to convince me to fly the Arrow, and the Arrow will probably be next Friday. But there's no Arrow today. We're going to fly this today instead. But I was talking about this. This plane has a very, very, very special place in my heart. This was one of the first planes that I was really streaming a lot on Twitch, like this and the 727. And as I started growing sort of the first like 5, 10, 15, and 20 regular viewers, it was flying this plane right here. I spent a lot of time flying this thing around VATSIM, a lot of time flying this thing around PilotEdge, and I used to be pretty good at flying it. Probably not the case anymore. I did go through and try to reacquaint myself as best I could with the cockpit, but you know how that goes. Clocky180, thank you very much for your 5 months of support, sir. Cheers. Appreciate it, buddy. Air Fubar, welcome aboard. Too much wine is not proper English. I appreciate that. That's a good call. Mice Buster, good evening. Good to see you. Who have I missed? Rocker636. Mark Sterling, good to see you, man. I think we got a Chris Ordway. Chris Ordway, welcome aboard. Hello from Boston. I used to live in New Hampshire. Need to update my channel description that says you're a student pilot. Oh yeah, I need to change that. We're all student pilots in the end, but yeah, I'll go fix that. I fixed a lot. I fixed that in a few places, but I forgot to fix the Twitch stuff, so we'll do that later. Pick a 5 stream, welcome aboard. Baloo99, welcome aboard. iDev Joe, good evening. Harry Sim here for 2 months, technically 4 months, but Twitch, so okay. Well, thank you very much for your 2/4 months, Harry Sim. I appreciate it. Cheers. Kai Sam 2, welcome aboard. So this thing's a death trap. It really is. Squawk VFR, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And welcome aboard. Oddbot, good to see you. This thing's a death trap. It is a plane that is out to kill you. It is a plane that requires like 6 months of training to be able to legally fly it per the FAA. It is a very, very, very interesting plane. These 2 engines are humongous. They have a crap load of power, and these wings are very small. So it does 2 things. It goes exceptionally fast for being a turboprop, and it tries to kill you at every step. So we're going to try not to get killed today. I love this plane. I really do. So the Mitsubishi MU-2. I think they call it by X-Aviation. I know Tom Kyler. I think Tom Kyler is like the sole developer for this thing. And he sent me a beta copy of this a few weeks ago, and unfortunately it was not working for me. So, but we're here today flying it, and I am, like I said, I'm gonna be a broken record on this, but I'm super excited to fly this thing. Flybad64, good to see you. Kieran L29, welcome aboard, good to see you. But yeah, so let's get this thing going, man. Let's just go fly. So the flight plan tonight, I have 2 legs planned. We're going to be flying out of Yakima up here in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to fly Yakima down to a brand new towered field on PilotEdge, Southwest Oregon Regional, KOTH. I'm very excited that this particular field is now towered because it is such a neat field to fly into. Absolutely beautiful area. That little bay is beautiful. The area around it is beautiful. Being on the ocean like that is beautiful. So this is going to be a really cool airport to fly into. But there are 3 new airports that are opened up this week, if I recall. This one, Eugene, and something else in Oregon. Maybe Redmond. I think it might be Redmond, but I think Marcus isn't here, so he can definitely correct me. So we're going to fly down there, and then we're going to hop out of there, and we're going to fly a little bit of a longer leg, 333 nautical mile leg. We're going to head down to South Lake Tahoe. This is an absolutely awesome destination to go into. It's a bonkers airport to fly into because it's surrounded by mountains, and you got a great little approach going right over Lake Tahoe. So this should be a very challenging airport for us to fly this thing into, and maybe not only a little bit challenging, but also kind of silly to try to fly into as well. But I'm excited. So that's our two flights that we got planned for today. It should be a good time. Yeah, Blind Fox, good to see you. Frank T, welcome aboard. Pilot Wannabe, welcome aboard. Just got the MU-2. I thought I would watch it here first. All right, that's what I like to hear. You saw it here first. I think Keith has been streaming the hell out of this thing. I'm not sure that I've seen too many of the people streaming it, though. Avgas Kool-Aid, welcome aboard. That is a funny looking A320, I know. Tahoe in general, yeah, is thumbs up, Brad. Absolutely. Like all the airports around Tahoe are pretty sweet. And I chose that one just because I haven't flown into that one for a while. Gibbs, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday, Gibbs. I hope you're doing well. Cheers, my friend. I probably should take a drink if I'm going to cheers you. Something keeps beeping at me, and I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's Twitch or if it's what. Anyway, let's get this thing fired up and go fly it, right? Okay. And we'll talk about, I did some real world flying last weekend too, so we'll talk about that up in the air. We'll talk about some other stuff that's going on. And we'll definitely going to talk a lot about the 320 today, that's for sure. Jimmy Whiskers, thanks for the bits, buddy. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it. Jimmy Whiskers, happy Friday and welcome aboard. It's good to see you. Sounds are a BattleNet notification. Oh, thank you. Let's turn that off real quick. Friends in chat settings. Do not ever notify me of anything. Why is it no? I don't want notifications ever. Oh, here we go. Sounds and notifications. Enable sound. There we go. Boom. Gone. Thank you for that. Make sure those are gone now. All right. Anyway, let's get this thing started up. I want to go flying. Come on down here. It's kind of weird. Everything about this plane's a little weird, so we'll turn the battery on right there. And it actually does work today, which I'm super excited about. I should probably run through the checklists on this the first time, so let's do that. I have the checklists up. The manual is pretty comprehensive. There's a lot of information here, a lot of stuff. So we're just gonna run through the checks here real quick. I'm not gonna go through the pre-cockpit before engine checks. That's what we want. So battery key switch, inverter switch to burp, inverter switch to main.
Retard.
Cue the stream here for 4 months. Everything will go well for this flight. I know it. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate your optimism. Thank you very much, man. Cooperfish, good to see you, man. I heard this plane was causing a lot of pilot deaths because pilots had trouble getting the systems down. I think it's less the systems and more just the general squirreliness of this airplane. It's a very difficult plane to fly, both in the sim and also in the real world. So there's a mandatory training program you have to go through if you want to fly this thing. Like, basically, you have to get type rated on it. All right, so radio master switches. I don't know where those are at. We're going to assume those are fine. I think those are here. We're going to have to find those at some point, aren't we? Yeah, they got to be off because the radios are all off, right? All right, good start. Real good start. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Workers tonight, just wanted to pop in, see what you're up to. Have a great weekend, man. Blind Fox 455, it's all good. We'll see you. Cheers. Matt Slater Nader, good to see you. Evening from Boston, good to see you. Things are going pretty well. We're just getting started here. I'm trying to figure out where the avionics switches are at. That might be. Are they over here? I forget what those switches are. Those two are. I know those two are important, but I don't remember what they are. Did you say reversers to bourbon? Haha, I like that. Those are test. It's got to be one of these switches, right? Ah, screw it. We'll figure it out. Not worried about it. All right. Well, they're obviously off. Farmer Medic, good to see you. Welcome aboard. Killer at low speeds, numerous wrecks from stalls, wrong single engine procedures, no ailerons, only spoilers. Oh, okay, those are the avionics switches. That's what I thought. Okay, so those are both off. We're good to go there. Thank you. Warning lights, we're not worried about those. Fuel quantity, we should probably put gas in this thing. Weight and balance, let's say we got... say we got 3 hours worth of gas in here. And let's go with myself, my stuff, and about one other person. So we'll call it about 550. 585 is good enough. Good. Okay, we got gas, we got people. Outer pump, not worried about that. Condition levers set the taxi, which they are. And power levers to flight idle, which they are. Trim, set roll trim 1 dot left.
Retard.
This,
Retard.
you want to make sure you
Retard.
set 1 dot left, trust me. So roll trim 1 dot left. Tyler, or Ty Gellert, thank you very much for 6 months of support. Nice to catch a live flight for a change. Cheers, my friend. Appreciate your support. Flight Logic, welcome aboard. In90 Flyer, good to see you. Sterling M, good to see you as well. Welcome aboard. Yep, today we're flying from Yakima down to, I don't know, we're starting in Yakima. We're going from there. We'll just go with that. Oops. Okay, so we're running down. I'm running down, basically trying to figure out all the stuff to get this thing running. The checklist and all that crap. Beacon light, nav light can come on. So I'm gonna get the engines fired up here, and then we'll call clearance up, and we'll get going. So main fuel valve switches to open. Fuel has to be, like, all of these guys are fuel, if I recall. It's not there. It's not there. Ah, auto. Open. Got that. SRL switches to on. We're going to learn this together. Those are both on. Run, crank, stop switches set both to run. Okay. Starter switch selector, left or right. Engine to be so we're going to start the right engine first. Engine start switcher, select and hold. On ignition and EGT rise, release the start switch and monitor. So here's the starter. We'll start on the right engine. And that didn't work. Okay. Good. Turn that off, maybe. Those are open. Should do a 1-engine taxi procedure. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I got 4 flight running tonight. Always got 4 flight. We'll talk about that. John Krause, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. Camera, welcome aboard. Moritz, welcome aboard. Big yellow button. Oh, yeah, right. Those are the starters. Haha. Yeah, there we go. It has been a long time since I flew this plane. Okay, there goes the EGT rise. Okay. We're shaking pretty good, but I do have the park breakout, so we shouldn't go anywhere. Okay, that's one engine. Let's start the other one. Oh, and we have to turn the starter over to that side. There's torque. Temp's coming up. And 2's up. Okay, there goes engine number 2. Or engine number 1, I should say. Good, looking good. Just watching these instruments here. Okay, 2 good engines. Turn the starter switch off. Okay, that's good. Engine RPMs are good. That's good. Instruments check. Running engine generator switch. I don't know. Turn both the gens on. I guess I should have done that before I turned the other one on, shouldn't I have? Mr. Korb, thank you for the 100 bits. Cheers, my friend. Appreciate it. Josh Gibbs says, concerns have been raised about the safety in operating this aircraft. There have been 337 fatalities from MU-2 crashes as of October 2005. The United States Federal Aviation Administration undertook a safety evaluation of the aircraft, concluding that the aircraft has met its certification requirements. It is safe when operated by properly trained pilots who operate properly maintained aircraft. So it only kills you if you're an idiot, is what that says. Good to know. All right. Okay, condition lever set the takeoff land. I guess that makes sure they come up. And we'll go back to taxi. I think the rest of the stuff I don't really care about. No, not really. I'm just looking through the checklist here, seeing what I actually care about. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that. Don't care about that. Great. All right, so let's turn our radios on. Transponder on.
Retard.
Willful Scandal here for 2 months. 2 months of being on a good work schedule so I can watch Cat live. Willful Scandal, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. So basically, any aircraft not well maintained and operated improperly will kill you, says Pick a 5 String. Yes. That's pretty much how it goes. Okay, so we've got an airplane, man. We got an airplane. Let's do some comm radio stuff here. We'll call up clearance, get our clearance to get out of here, and then see about getting everything programmed in. Yakima has a clearance delivery frequency of 121.9er, which also happens to be the ground frequency. 21.9er. We'll turn that up right there. Make sure we're on COM 1. And we're transmitting COM 1. And I don't hear anybody.
Retard.
I heard that.
Retard.
Just check and make sure. 21.9. Okay, we got Yakima.
Delta Lima, cleared visual approach runway 10 left.
There, we heard somebody. Andy Black here for 7 months. He says 7 months, unbelievable, or 7 month, unbelievable. Andy Black, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. M. Taus, welcome aboard.
And Learjet
Cole
8 Delta
Cub,
Lima,
welcome
contact
aboard.
Portland Tower
Jeff
118.7.
Hardy, Immortal Champion, welcome aboard. I like that name. Cup of Joe to go. Good to see you, man.
Southwest 591.
Gonna be flying over the Houston Astrodome. Not yet.
A couple guys call at the same time. 520 Mike Papa, that's approved. Just let me know when you're back. And who's the other call?
All right.
Southwest 591 coming.
Airplane boy, welcome aboard.
Alpha.
What's the flight? We're flying Yakima down to Bend, Oregon, or North Bend, Oregon.
Southwest 591.
Kyokin, good to see you, man.
Runway 16
Happy
right,
Friday,
taxi
Kyokin.
via Alpha.
Via Alpha to 16 right.
Kyokin's our favorite flight attendant. Yakima ground, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra IFR to North Bend.
November 717 Tango Sierra Yakima ground, evening. Cleared to North Bend Airport, Gromo 4 departure, hitch, transition, then as filed, maintain 10,000. And a squawk 5332.
Go to North Bend, Gromo 4, hitch as filed. 10,000 on departure, 5332, Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, readback is correct, and we're departing runways 27 and runway 22.
Oh, you know how I hate choice. Thanks for that, 7 Tango Sierra.
Tell you what, I'll just assign you one. Expect runway 27, of course, and just let me know when you're ready to taxi.
We'll go. Let's turn that down. Anybody notice my joke down here? Okay. Let's get this sucker. Let's get this sucker programmed up here. Flight plan, menu, delete flight plan, and we are starting in Yakima. Can I insert a? I can. That's right. Departure. So we're flying the Gromo 4 from 27, and we're gonna plan for hitch. Load that. Then after hitch comes Eugene. Oops. The Eugene VOR.
Ready to go. 106 right.
We need to brief that departure too. That's very important on this one. KOTH. Okay. That's in. Happy with that. Put ourselves in GPS mode down here.
16 right, cleared for takeoff.
You know, actually, we're gonna
Actually,
sit right here for about 30 seconds.
put ourselves in VOR loc mode on this one. Okay, so let's talk about this departure real quick. I'm gonna turn Marcus off for a second here. Bring 4Flight up. For people that are asking on the streams or after the fact, this app is called 4Flight. You can get it from 4flight.com. So from runway 27, we're going to make a left turn to intercept the 250 radio off of Yakima. We're going to fly that. We're going to fly that until we reach 9 DME. As the kids would say, it's too thick. Actually, I think the kids like it thick. I don't know, I'm not hip. Got 2! Give me 2! Not 1, not 3, 2! Okay. So we're gonna take off. We're gonna take off. Make a left turn to intercept the 250 radio off of Yakima. We're gonna fly that until we get to 9 DME. We're then gonna fly a 9 DME arc until we intercept the 206 radial off of Yakima. Once we intercept that radial, then we're going to make a right turn on that radial and fly that to hitch. In reality, we'll probably just get a direct 2 before we even get around that way, but we'll plan for that anyway. So we do have to fly DME arc on here. 9 DME is on the outbound course, and we'll plan for a 206 intercept. So that's going to make this a little challenging, but it's okay. We will probably be okay. I'm not really worried about it. So that's departure. From there, we're just going to fly direct to Eugene and go from there. We did false slant golf, so we'll just fly it off GPS once we get to that point. But I'm definitely going to fly the radios as much as I can. So what I'm going to do is tune into Yakima 116.0. And praise be to the Flying Spaghetti Monster for having good manipulators back again. None of that scroll wheel crap to deal with. So as we look at the HSI here, we have our course right here. We have our distance right here. So we'll set the course to 250 initially. That's not 250. Set our course to 250 right there. And we'll also set our heading to, we'll set the heading bug to get us towards 250. And then we'll put ourselves into nav mode, alt cell arm. We're going to arm ourselves at 10,000 feet. I don't think I have a flight director, do I? No. We're not going to do vertical speed or IAS. I'll set an IAS once we're getting going, but I won't have that one initially. So that's good. Then that sets our autopilot up. So we'll watch the HSI here. We'll watch the CDI as well, and use those to kind of figure things out. And then we will set the transponder, which is 5332. 5332. And go alt on that. Okay, so we got the altitude set. We got the autopilot all set up. We got the transponder set and ready to go. We got the flight plan in. That didn't actually set it to alt reporting. Let's put you there. I think that makes it 5332. Oh, that won't actually, so that doesn't actually do alt. Oh, there it goes. Now it's doing alt. Great. We have to turn alt reporting on and then push the altitude button, and then we're going to go. This plane is really janky. Full tank 420, good to see you. Welcome aboard. Mike Zoo Hotel, happy Friday. Seeks the God, happy Friday. We're flying the Mitsubishi MU-2. This beast of a plane. We got, I think, Max over here joining us. At least Max said he was going to join us tonight. Yep, that's Max. He's going to fly with us down to North Bend. He's actually getting going now. So we're good to go, ready to go, right? Okay, turn that caution off. And if I look at the taxi checklist, master radio switches are good. Transponder set, flaps, we'll do flaps 5. Condition levers are on taxi, power levers are ground idle. So here's the trick. If you guys want to know how to taxi this plane, okay, you got to have a button that puts you in reverser mode. Uh-oh. The reversers are broken. That's going to be a problem. Do I need to have... Okay. Apparently we need to... Okay, so move ourselves forward to taxi here. All right, so I moved the prop lever. Here we go. I figured this out now. I moved the prop lever forward to taxi just a little bit. It brings the engines up. You then push your reverser button. You'll engage the reversers. Okay. Your beta range. You'll also see the reverse light come on. And now we are actually working in beta range. So ground idle's right there. If I release the park brake right now, and I kind of futz around with it a little bit, we'll actually not move at all. If I pull my throttle back, which brings us closer to flight idle, we'll start moving. So this is the beta range right here. If you want to tax this airplane, that's the trick to doing it. I learned that very early on. So that's what we got right there. So we'll turn the controller up. We grab the weather here as a second as well. Ground's 21.9er. Tower is 33.25. 33.25.
Cessna 12 Echo, roger.
All right. So we'll start. Do a brake check. Brakes are good. Overhead panel. Let's get pitot and static. Stall anti-ice on. And then we will turn beacons already on. Taxi light. Everything else can stay the way it is. We'll grab the weather. Winds calm, 10 miles visibility, clear skies, 19 Celsius, temperature 3028. 3028. And we are at McCormick Air Center. Yakima ground, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra is at the McCormick Air Center with the weather for taxi.
Number 717 Go Sierra, Yakima ground, runway 27, taxi via Bravo Alpha, cross runway 22 at Alpha.
27 Bravo Alpha, cross 22 at Alpha, 7 Tango Sierra. We're just gonna go straight to Alpha. I'm not gonna bother correcting him.
And
oh yeah,
tower,
4 flight, sorry.
591 ready to go, 16 right.
Southwest 591, radar tower, runway 16.
Charts! Charts are up!
Right, South 591.
Well, we're in beta mode right now, but this version of X-Plane didn't have a... When this was built, there was no distinction between beta and reversers. So when you pop this into... When you pop this thing into reversers, you're actually able to use the beta mode until you go all the way back.
And Tango's here, looks like you actually came out of the very west ramp, so runway 27, you continue via Alpha, cross runway 22 at Alpha.
27, continue via Alpha, cross 22 at Alpha, 7 Tango Sierra. I said McCormick. Yeah, so this when this was built in X-Plane, there was no distinct beta mode that existed. So you basically had your reversers and your beta all on one axis. And so that's why I'm actually pulling back on the throttle to make it go faster, which is kind of unintuitive here. But yeah, plane Ben, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, Ben. Happy Friday.
San Francisco Tower, American 3231.
How have your flights been, Ben?
ILS.
Assad, good to see you, Adam.
Reach on.
American
Reach
3231, San Francisco Tower, wind 280 at 10, runway 2 at left, clear to land.
Clear to land, American 3230.
Anybody else I miss
Triple
here?
1522, connect Poland Tower, 123.77.
Will this method work with Coronado turboprops? It may. It depends on how they built the turboprops. In a lot of cases, I have had success with this method with other turboprops, but it depends on how they built the throttle quadrant. Like it doesn't work with Jack's Q400, for example, because he has the reversers and everything on one quadrant.
1522, Portland Tower, 0, correction 100 at 12, guys 20. Runway 10 right, clear to land.
All right, X-Plane Go, thank you very much for 3 months, ma'am. X-Plane Geo, sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you for 3 months. Cheers, my friend. Steve 99's here. Steve 99, welcome to Beer of the Month Club. I thought you subbed before, Steve. But welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support.
John 00,
Cheers.
Papa, with the Sun Palace discretion, meaning 16,000.
Rudyism, good to see you. Disgruntled Sailor, welcome aboard. 9 T-Bone, good to see you. Happy Friday, guys. Cirrus Max here for 10 months. Looking forward to the Airbus tomorrow. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Max. Thank you very much for your continued support, and thanks for the big tier. Cheers, my friend.
Departure 591.
Am I using beta toggle or full thrust reverser toggle? I'm using the reverser toggle. There, if you go check out my... So if you go to YouTube and look at my setup video, I think I linked to an image that has all of my key bindings on my X-Plane 11 setup video. But I think I use toggle reverse thrust because it's a button that I hit and it stays in reverse mode, and I can use my throttles in reverse. Seek 7, good to see you, man. We're flying, dude. Or we're not flying yet, but we will be soon. If I had to choose Boeing or Airbus, I don't care. Legitimately don't care. If I had to choose between Cessna and Piper, though, I'd choose a Piper. Just saying.
Grand Junction Tower, November 420, Victor Lima type MU-2, inbound 10 miles to the east, full stop.
That's Val Dudes. Is Val Dudes streaming tonight? Everybody's flying the MU-2. Like Marcus said. Little Southwest taxi going on. Now we're not going that fast. We're only going 15 knots.
November 420, Victor Lima.
Okay, runway here. Clear to the left.
Grand Junction Tower, SIG in your location.
We'll assume clear to the right.
Approximately 8 miles to the east, descending through 10,000.
Strobe lights on.
0 Victor Lima.
Just for this
Number 0
crossing.
Victor Lima, roger, enter, straight in, runway 29er.
Straight in for 29er, 0 Victor Lima.
Is this plane worth it with the 40% coupon? Miles 2112. I really don't comment on whether a plane is worth it or not, because everybody's value of money is different than everybody else. For me personally, I think it's a great plane. I haven't flown it yet. This is my first time actually flying an X-Plane 11, but I have probably 50, 60 plus hours in this thing. I've spent a lot of time flying this airplane, so I think it's worth it. Especially with the coupon, I think it's worth it. All right,
Number 0 Mike, Papa, descend to maintain 5,000.
25 is tower.
San Francisco Tower, American 3231.
Transmit on tower.
Broke up there. Say again.
And
American
then
3231, taxi
close
Alpha,
you,
remain
pull
this
you
frequency.
up.
Alpha, remain this frequency.
Departure's 23.8.
Reach on.
Mr. Dozel, W. Dozel, thank you very much. Welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate your support.
Yakima Mitsubishi 5 Mike Whiskey, departure 27.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, Yakima Tower, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
We have a takeoff 27, Mitsubishi 5 Mike Whiskey.
November 0 Victor, leave the bridge. We're coming from the northeast there. I do see you now, about 5 miles northeast. Just verify that's you.
Oh, there's my lights.
Affirmative, that's 0 Victor Lima.
Okay, 0 Victor Lima, you said you were coming from the east. It looks like you actually came from the north. So enter right base, runway 29er now, and runway 29er.
Subs are exploding. Oh, it happens, man. It happens.
Right base for 29er.
Usually when we take off here. Yeah, so if you guys missed it, since I got everybody here for the takeoff, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon at around 11 or 12 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be streaming the A320 by Flight
Challenger
Factor.
0 Mike Papa, when able, verify you have the north.
So drop in,
weather,
say hello,
request.
and we'll have a good time.
Okay, 0 Mike Papa, expect visual approach. Runway, actually stand by, I'll give you a runway, hold on.
Let's see how he does here. Apparently it's, oh man. Oh, there's the oscillations, Max. Okay, he's got it. He's got it now.
Check visual approach runway 22.
Okay. Okay. No pressure, just, there it goes.
JetBlue 1522, clear on Bravo 5. And
Southwest 591,
Sit.
connect local center 127.95. JetBlue 1522, taxi Tango to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Thanks for that, strictly JetBlue 1522.
Yakima Tower, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra is holding short. Runway 22. Sorry, runway 27.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Yakima Tower, runway 27, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 27, 7 Tango Sierra.
Southwest 591, Oakland Center.
Yeah, it's right there,
level
by the way.
290.
That's where the sign was. I'm desperately looking for a sign here. Couldn't find it.
November 5 Mike
Clear
Whiskey,
left.
Connect sheet of departure.
Oh, what a shit departure.
Clear right.
5 Mike Whiskey.
Captain McGee, good to see you.
Shake to
Poker 2012, too, good to see you.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, sheet of departure, radar contact.
Where did I find the coupon for X-Aviation? I think they emailed it out to some people. But I don't know. I didn't receive it because I own the plane, so. Okay. Pull ourselves back to flight idle.
Cessna 12 Echo, no traffic observed between you and the Tillamook
And
Airport. Door to service terminated.
drops
Squawk
full.
VFR, frequency approved.
Lights. Camera. Next frequency's ready to go. Action. We got flaps. We got trim set. Do we have the trim set? Yeah, we got trim set. All right. This will be interesting. On departure, intercept the 250 radio outbound from Yakima. Fly that to 9 DME, then make a left turn on the 9 DME arc. And we'll intercept the 206 radio then to go to Hitch. And then we'll go to the GPS.
Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff runway 27, Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. Let's go flying. Engines up, stable. About 90% torque. Airspeed's live. Positive rate gear.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, proceed direct Hitch, connect Seattle Center 128.15.
Okay, there's the intercept.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Flaps in. Getting a little bit of right to left on the wind, so we'll try to get left here a touch. There's 6 miles.
November 0 Mike Papa, descend and maintain 4,000. November 7 Tango Sierra, connect sheet of departure.
Departure 7, take us here.
November 0 Victor Lima taxi Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
7 miles. Departure Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra 4,200 climbing 10,000.
November 717 Tango Sierra, sheet of departure, radar contact.
Okay, this is looking pretty good. Come back in on that radial there. 8 miles, 8.5 will start to turn.
John 00 Mike Papa, north bend 12 o'clock and 17 miles, report in sight.
There's 8.5 will start to turn now. We're going to intercept the 206 outbound. Get that turn a little tighter there. We're punching out of that. Did he clear me to a new altitude? Oh crap, there's 10. I should have started the turn at
Challenger 0 Mike
8.
Papa, good visual approach, runway 22.
I should have started that turn at 8 DME, it looks like. Departure 7 Tango Sierra, can you clear the altitude, or confirm the altitude I'm clear to?
November 7 Tango Sierra 10,000.
Still 10,000, 7 Tango Sierra, thanks. Okay, we're coming back in on that DME now. So I should have started the turn about 7.5 to 8 to give myself enough time to make that turn.
Challenger 0 Mike Papa.
We're coming back in on it now, though. We're good. We got this.
North Bend Tower 18.45.
Start to see movement on that needle here in a second. I can confirm that by looking at my GPS.
November 520 Mike Papa, North Bend Tower 270 at 8, runway 22, clear the land.
This thing is a handful and a half. Like every time you just look at it, you have to adjust your
November 7 Tango Sierra, connect Seattle Center 128.15.
2815 7 Tango Sierra. Overshot that. Way overshot that. Not coordinated. Seattle Center, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, 9,200, climbing 10,000.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Level 230, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, let's get that rate of climb going up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and turn the autopilot on now. You don't have to turn that dramatically, do you? Oh, crap. 23,000. Alt cell on. Whoops. Here comes the red line. Alright. Let's get that nose up and get that speed down. I'm going to climb about 200 knots. We'll go ahead and change the CDI over to the GPS. That way she follows the magenta line now. Across 10,000 feet. Of course, we already killed our lights. These things basically fly off the airplane if you go above like 180 knots, which we've definitely passed that. It happens.
Reach on.
Chris Jones, IBM, welcome to Beer the Mud Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Appreciate it. Quantity, good to see you. All right, there's 200-ish, so we'll go IAS mode now. So plane will now climb at 200 knots. Let's go ahead and pull the throttles back now because we can do that. Bring it back to about 98. About 99. Gee, I think we just run these things at 100%. No, we'll do 99. 99 for the climb and then 96 for the cruise. Just keep an eye on our torques here. So we're watching torques, watching temps and all that stuff. Everything else we're just kind of monitoring. So if you ever get a chance to, you should try to fly that departure because that's a really fun departure. It's like the only DME arc departure I've ever seen, which is pretty sweet. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. DMB Bird, good to see you. Max says I can see why this plane kills people. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Dude, I'm all sweaty right now.
35.5.
Chuck Blandstein, welcome aboard. Good to see you. This plane's awesome. It really is. It's a death trap. It is such a death trap. At the same time, though, it is so freaking fast.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, Seattle Center.
We're climbing at 200 knots and 2,000 feet per minute. We're going to be cruising very fast once we get up to altitude. We will definitely be be moving at a high rate of speed. That's for sure. So we'll just keep an eye on things here. Harry Sim says I was so absorbed in the stream I just realized I missed my top of descent. Time for some speed breaks. Why do you say it's a death trap? So the thing about this airplane, the engines are really powerful.
Charlie 4 taxi, Charlie to the ramp, remain this frequency.
I'm turning the taxi lights off, can I? Were those the taxi lights? Yeah, so the engines are really, really, really powerful on this thing. Powerful turboprop. The engines are the wings are super short, so it goes really fast, but it's also very unstable. And every time you make even a what was the caution for? All the instruments are in the green. Oh, pressurization. Holy crap. We're killing ourselves right now. I forgot to turn the bleeds on. Yeah. About that. Cabin altitude for 23,000 feet. The plane should pressurize itself now. There's always something we forget. Always something. Give me max on that rate. There we go. I'm starting to see the needle come down. We got it to 12,000 feet, so we'll get that pressure down. Put ourselves in good shape. There's the flight level, so we'll go 2902. Yeah, so like every little like power change that you make with this plane, you have to retrim it. You have to constantly be retrimming this plane. Everything that you touch, you have to retrim the plane. And it's in the real world, it's a very rewarding but a like fiendishly dangerous plane to fly if you don't do it, like if you're not trained properly. Air Fubar, welcome aboard. Dream Keys, welcome aboard.
Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra, connect Seattle Center 135.45.
135.45, 7 Tango Sierra. 135.45. All right. Seattle Center, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, flight level 206, climbing flight level 230.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb maintain flight level 240, Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. Yeah, so we didn't die from hypoxia. Like, we didn't die yet. We were about to die. But we were only at 12,500 feet, so the cabin altitude was only 12,005, so we were okay. I probably just killed everybody's ears with that sort of emergency recompression of the plane, but we're still alive here. We're not dead yet. I feel fine. I'm not dead yet. Checklist schmecklist. Who needs them, right? Aviator VGA, good to see you. It's so neat that you know all this. Yeah, some call it neat. My wife thinks I'm kind of crazy at things. It's all good though. Hey, Space Andy, good to see you. I was about to say I think you had a frequency changer. Yeah, I think I might have missed it the first time. It happens. It's all right. Still make a habit of it. Yeah, so we're doing the A320 tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. I'm very excited about flying this thing tonight though too, because I have a big soft spot in my heart for this plane. And yeah,
Southwest 5D1, connect Oakland
and
Center,
yeah, the A320. Everybody's streaming the A320, so I figured I'd take a break from it on Friday.
Southwest 591, connect Oakland Center 123.8.
Get our ball centered there.
Southwest 591, Oakland Center, roger.
The cat's making noise downstairs. Cypher 465, good to see you. Happy Friday. Simply Bacon, welcome aboard. Looks like somebody's taking a chuck out of the tail. Maybe. All right, so we're at cruise altitude here. Checking our torques here, we're good. We'll bring our power back to 96%, or I should say our RPMs back to 96%. Like so. And we'll get that power as close to red line as we can. Safely, I'd say that's about good, 97. Oh, you know what? I'm going to watch the temps too. The temps are coming up, so...
Roger. Connect Oakland Center 127.45 and make your request.
Probably have to go for 92-ish on the power. Or on the torques. Yeah. So temp was starting to creep up towards the red line. So we'll run about 92, 93% on the torques. And that'll keep that temp down low.
So those 591.
I'm okay with that.
Center.
And see what we end up here with here for speed. So we got a ground speed of 320. We are all in it.
Level 310.
Hauling it and still getting faster. Yeah, it's not going to be a very long flight, that's for sure. Check out the door here. Sounds leaves something to be desired. I know that he's working on a version 2 of this plane, which is going to be a fairly major overhaul. But this was just getting it so it works in X-Plane 11 properly. Did I buy the A320 during the 20-minute window on Monday before it sold out? It actually was available for sale for about a day and a half. I think they took the store down on Monday to give it a chance to recover and whatnot. But the plane itself was on sale because Max bought it. I think Max bought it about 18 hours or so after it initially went on sale. Can you walk me through the different dashboards in this beast? Can you be more specific? You want to talk about the different dials and what they do? You want to talk about something else? Let me know what that means. But yeah, so it was on sale for a bit. I got an eval copy, or reviewer copy, I should say, from Nick, from the org store. So I think I could have bought it. I think I have bought enough flight factor things that I could have bought it. But I was able to get a reviewer copy. Otherwise, if I was actually purchasing a copy, I don't think I would have bought it until it's closer to being done. Especially after the last couple of days, I've seen enough people having issues in the beta that I just kind of I don't know that I personally would want to deal with that on a purchased product. But I don't know. We'll see. I haven't even touched it. I haven't flown it. I've copied it into my folders. I've added some liveries to it, and that's pretty much it. The Daedalus, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Dan in Vermont, good evening as well. Not getting a notification when you start the stream. Well, every Friday, sometime between 6:30 and 7. But I don't know why you're not getting a notification. You should, especially if you install the Twitch mobile app, you'll get a notification. Max says the plane is sweet. Yeah, dude, it's good stuff. I figured you'd like this one. Bacon Legend, good to see you. It's a flight factor 7070 says. Flash 23, good to see you. Mr. Chow, welcome aboard. How immersive is this plane? I don't know. Pretty immersive. Let's move that back a little bit. I think it's pretty immersive. I don't know. I don't. That's kind of a odd question. I enjoy flying this plane. If that answers anything. It's a cool plane. Very unique. Could be Mount Hood. Yeah, I don't know. There's like three or four volcanoes here, and I'm not sure which is which. That is Mount Hood, yes. Yeah, that's Mount Hood. I cheated and looked at a map. If you guys live in that area, you probably know it a lot better than I do. What happens after beta? Has beta purchase had to buy it again? Nope. So if you buy it during the beta period, you save $10 on the final purchase price. But after the beta, it goes final, and everybody gets to have a copy. And if you already bought a copy, you have a copy. Do you know how to be eligible for a review copy? I don't know, man. I have a connection with the owner of the store, so we talk fairly frequently about stuff. And I work with a few developers and this and that. Like there's no like set defined way to have that. Like, you can always reach out and ask, but I can't guarantee you one way or the other. I like to be open and honest about the products that I've been given a review, so it's the only reason I say that. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I just want people to understand, like, I did or did not pay for this product. Drew Simulator Wick, good to see you. Follow me in the E1000. Sweet. This thing should keep up in the E1000 pretty well. But the E1000 should, well, no. The E1000 wouldn't keep up with it super well, but it'd probably be okay. Up to fly factor A530. I'm assuming that means 350. It'd be nice if we do some work on that. Rumor is that the A320U beta goes on general sale next. Not sure how many review copies are for, or how many copies are for sale. I'm assuming once it's done with beta and they put it on sale, they're going to just open up the floodgates and sell as many as they can. The limited beta is you know, meant to get it in the hands of a lot of people, from what I would have to imagine.
Delta 1163, Portland Clearance Crew, Las Vegas report.
Because when you start getting it in the hands of a lot of people, you start seeing a lot of issues that you maybe did not anticipate.
7,000. Departure frequency.
What are Flight Factor going to do next? Do not know.
5224.
777 V2 would be good. Answer beam by immersion. You ask if you gave the impression to be a real one. Sounds, visual, feeling of the flying of the plane. Yeah, so the sounds suck. I will say the sounds absolutely suck. They're eventually going to have better sounds. As far as the actual feel of flying the plane, my understanding is that they've consulted with actual pilots, and this thing flies pretty accurately to the real thing. They've done a lot of work on the engines, and they've done a lot of work on the plane itself to get it into a state where it flies, you know, where it flies relatively similar to the real thing. So it's a good simulation from that standpoint. Like I said, the sounds are like, I think they're default sound. They're not fantastic. But I also don't think it's a super expensive. Like, I think it's a relatively cheap airplane. So, you know, taper your expectations accordingly. $327 over the ground. Oh, okay. That works. Yeah, you're keeping it pretty well. Then we're doing 337, so that's not bad. How to make an accurate death trap, exactly. Still waiting for the 757 V2 cargo extended version that I bought when it was V1. Yeah, that'll come out. I think I've heard rumors that that's something that's in the works. Somebody was talking about that on stream last week. The Saab has not received like an official X-Plane 11 update. My understanding is that it works, but I don't know how well it works. I would love to fly the Saab. I would really love to fly the Saab, and I might even try to fly it in X-Plane 11 because I know some folks have jumped in there. And Leading Edge jumps in here from time to time, in Twitch streams and whatnot. But like, I don't know to like what extent that thing has been updated to work with 11, if at all. Leading Edge has been working on the his DC-3, and also a Citation as well. But he's been working a lot on his DC-3, posting pictures on Facebook and whatnot. What new plane for X-Plane do you want? I don't really care. I think we got a lot of good planes right now. I got 2 new planes to cover in the next week. Tomorrow for the 320, and then next week we're gonna cover the Just Flight Arrow. You've got this thing that's been recently updated. Like there's a lot of really good planes that we already have. So I don't really care. Like I just want good fun things to fly. I'm not really super concerned about the next big thing. Up in the air already, I know, man. Well, it's because we're not flying an airliner. There's a lot fewer steps, and I also started 15 minutes early too.
Remember 420 Victor Lima, runway 34 left, taxi via Alpha.
Would love an Embraer 110. Yeah, so the Embraer 110 does work in X-Plane 11. The only issue that I found with it is that if I pulled the props all the way back while I was in flight, like if I pulled the throttle all the way back while I was in flight, the engines would die sometimes. But yeah, the Embraer 110 did work. I forget about that plane. That's such a good plane. Jonathan Cordova, good to see you, man. This is the first flight. Tricky Productions, welcome to Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. Brown Bag Coat, good to see you, Chris. Chris, is it baby time yet? It's supposed to be about baby time. Iowa Scotsman, welcome aboard. Tricky Productions, happy Friday. We'd love to see a CRJ 700. Yeah, I think another CRJ would be fun. Great week for releases. Yeah, dude. Fantastic week for releases. You got the Aero, you got the 320, you got the MU-2 update. Like FS Labs 320 just came out for P3D version 4 a couple weeks ago. Majestic Q400 last week, I think it was. The Majestic Q400 for version 4 came out last week. Like, it's a really good month for flight simming. Like we went from like 6 months of absolutely nothing. Like the entire summer was just dry as a bone. Nothing was coming out, it seems like. And suddenly, like, everything comes out. All this 320 high, Just Flight PA 28 has been kind of overlooked. Ah, dude, it's definitely not. It's been overlooked a little bit, but like Matt Davies flew it on his stream today, had 350 some odd people watching it. I'm gonna fly it next week. I would have flown it today, but I didn't have a copy in time, so I'm gonna fly it next week. You'll definitely see that Aero get represented. I kind of wanted to wait. The reason why I wanted to do it next week is I want to wait to cover that one until a lot of the A320 hype has died off a little bit. Because that's kind of what all people seem to care about right now. And I'm afraid that, like, if I streamed the Aero, I'm afraid that people wouldn't come watch it because they go watch 320 streams. So I'm kind of waiting until everybody gets bored with that stuff. Because I want to make sure that Aero gets seen. Only because I'm really looking forward to flying that Aero. Baby time is here. Oh, congratulations, sir. Well, now you got to tell me when we can go flying, Chris. I went flying on Sunday. I took a friend of mine up for the very first time. She'd never been flying before. And her comment on the way back, as we're flying back, she says, "Now I need to find myself a boyfriend that flies airplanes." I think she really enjoyed her first time up in the air. But we did some leaf peeping up in New Hampshire, in the Lakes region, flew over to the coast, and then flew back down. And it was a really pretty flight. The colors are just amazing this time of year. Leaves are really coming in nicely. Still probably a few more weeks up in New Hampshire of some good solid leaf peeping. I'm gonna do a flight next week, I think. Nothing this weekend, but next weekend I'm gonna try to do a flight and see if we have any luck. But yeah, so that was the only flight I got 1.8 hours. A little bit of time in. I GoPro'd that whole thing, but I did not get any of the audio from the ATC because my voice recorder was broken. Or the batteries were dead. So, but I'll try to do something with that footage down the road. Just hang on to it for now. But it was a really cool flight. It was good. It was nice to get up and fly during the day, and I definitely was flying a lot better during the day than I did during the night a couple of weeks ago. So that was quite nice. She really enjoyed her first time. Yes, she did. Yep. You guys got the joke. I think the A320 was overhyped, but that's just my opinion. Fair enough. I usually stay away from the hype train. I don't really get on the hype train all that much. So, I know people were like super excited about it, and it's a good product. It's already a solid product, and it's got a lot of potential. Is what I hear from people, and I hear from real A320 pilots that it's pretty okay, and that Flight Factor has been very receptive to feedback from these real pilots on things. So, maybe it was a little overhyped, but I think it'll be the breath of fresh air that we need in the sim for a little bit, because there's been a lot of really good releases for P3D over the last few years. Hell, in the last year you've had the A320 come out by FS Labs. You've also had the 747 come out. Like, those are humongous releases, and we have nothing that compares to them. So it's nice to at least have some hope that maybe something will hold up. As close to real life sim as it gets. Not sure what you're talking about. I was flying in the Winnipesaukee area last weekend too. It was gorgeous. Did a loop around Mount Washington. Yeah, I thought about going to Mount Washington, but I didn't really have the time for that. I had some friends over on Sunday, so I had to basically go do my flying and then get back home so I could meet my friends. So we just we stopped at Laconia and used the restroom, and then took off, and we flew out to Kennebunk, the Kennebunk VOR, and then flew south back down to Lawrence. But I'd rather go up and do Mount Washington and whatnot when it's a little clearer out. It was kind of hazy on Sunday because we flew pretty early in the morning, so I'd rather go up there sometime when it's like super clear, because it's awesome when it's really clear up there. More hype because nobody can get the hands on it. Yeah, a little bit of that too. BT26, good to see it. Liam D, welcome aboard. Good evening, good afternoon. Matt didn't so much fly the Piper as he tried to make it one with the tarmac. Yeah, dude, I actually really enjoyed the stream. It was fun. It was fun watching him jump into a GA plane, and I was so happy that he did it on PilotEdge too. Matt's come a long way. Coast Pilot here for 6 months. He says, "Woot, 6 months," and I caught the live stream. Coast Pilot, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers, appreciate it, man. Exactly, Max. Yeah, like Max and I. So Max took me up. We flew up to Bar Harbor, and then from Bar Harbor we flew over to Mount Washington Regional, and we basically flew in a valley north of Mount Washington up in the mountains, and it was crystal clear. Like we took off out of Beverly, and within like 10 miles or 10 minutes, I should say, of being out of Beverly, probably 4,000 or 5,000 feet out of Beverly, and we were already able to see like 70, 80, 100 miles all the way to Mount Washington. Like it was crazy. So it was it's really fun flying up there. Am I flying with my X56 right now? I am. I have an X55 actually. I listed the X56 because you can't get the 55 anymore, and the 56 is basically the same thing. But I'm flying with the 55 right now, and I'm totally happy with it. It's got some issues here and there, but it's been a good stick for me. I have no interest in really going for a yoke because I think they're too big and they're too cumbersome. And a good chunk of the flying that I do is on on autopilot anyway. So, it is what it is. Jonathan Cordova here for 2 months. Got a tier 2 sub going. Jonathan, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well. This just bought the A320 for X-Plane 11. Cool. Hope you like it.
Number 399.
Sky Marshal 5, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Long time indeed. 10 minutes. No, it's 10 minutes until the next waypoint. It's 10 minutes to the Eugene VOR. We're still 100 miles out. So we're still probably, we're still 20 minutes away. We'll start the descent here fairly soon. If I just assume I'm going to go by the 3-by rule, I'm going to need about 60 miles. About 60 miles to descend.
Remember 5 Mike Whiskey, descend to maintain 16,000 and northbound altimeter 3004.
04 North discretion, descend to 16,000, 5 Mike Whiskey.
So I'll probably ask for descent here in about 2 more minutes. I haven't done any math. I haven't figured out, when I should actually start descending. I have no idea even what the descent profile for this plane is, so we'll live though. Says he loves the A320, flew it yesterday. Sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to flying it tomorrow. Papa Whiskey Mike, good evening, sir. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Rennie Drock, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Bullet DK, are we landing with flaps 40 or the Keith standard of flaps 20? We'll probably go full flaps. I'll probably go full flaps just because I feel like it's going to give you a little more control.
Cessna 12 Echo, turn left heading.
I guess where the real hype has come from me from the A320U. First study level 2 for X-Plane brings it more in line with the likes of PMDG and FS Labs. Like I said before, I'm not into the whole P3 versus X-Plane things. 2 different sims, but hope the 320U has raised the standard in X-Plane for others to follow. Yeah, I don't like throwing the term study sim around because I think it's kind of a BS marketing term, but like the fidelity is what we're looking for, and hopefully the fidelity of the sim.
November 7 Tango Sierra, descend Palace discretion, maintain 16,000, northbound altimeter 3004.
16,000, my discretion. We're gonna head down now. 7 Tango Sierra. All right, so we'll do 16,000.
November 5 Mike Whiskey, connect Seattle Center 121.4.
121.4, 5 Mike Whiskey.
Plan for that too. 21. Make sure I change the right comm radio here. Alt select. So what you want to do to descend this plane, at least what I found, is to go to Alt. So punch your altitude in. Push the Alt cell button so that takes you out of alt hold mode. And then you need to tell it how you want to descend. And the easiest way to do it is to descend in pitch mode. So you can grab this button, right? You can grab this guy right here and move him down ever so slightly. And you'll start to see your nose go down. And as that nose goes down, so does you'll start to see your rate of descent go down. So aim for about 1,500 feet per minute. That should be okay for now. And as your nose goes down, your speed comes up. We'll pull the power back a touch. We'll just basically keep ourselves right on top of that red line there. I'm going to put the nose down just a touch more. So I've got a key binding on my joystick that'll do that as well. There we go. Pull the power back a touch more. So now we're 2,000 feet per minute-ish.
November 01 Echo, clearance available, advisory to copy.
About 1,600 feet per minute. And we'll just keep our power. We'll just use our power to manage our speed.
Station 01
And
Echo,
keep
clear
ourselves right hugging that red line as close as we can.
Expect 13,000, 10 minutes after departure.
And that's it. That's all there is to it. So it'll capture that 16,000 feet and we'll just go from there. Am I streaming at 11 or 12 tomorrow? I'm going to start between 11 and 12. I don't know exactly what time yet. It depends on when I get lunch and get around. But sometime between 11 and 12 is my goal.
Reach on.
Rocky Mountain Fly here for 9 months. Rocky Mountain Fly, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. Happy Friday.
Station 01 Echo, read back correct, advise ready for departure on this frequency.
Very slow IAS for full flap extension MU-2. Yeah, you got to bring it all the way back to... So you got to bring it back to the white arc. So 120 knots to get your full flaps extension. And then once they're extended, you can go back up to 150 knots. It's kind of a weird airplane like that. But yeah, you have to slow it down, extend the flaps, and you can speed back up. And apparently that's legit. Like that's actually how you fly the thing.
Turn right heading 100.
Oh, Valdude's is going into Valdude's is flying some VFR down there heading into our airport, it looks like. Sweet. Finally picked the Flight Factor 777 up today. Caught the engine on fire starting it up. Oops. I've burned many an engine. For me, it was the CRJ 200. I could never figure out, I didn't understand the concept of a hot start because the CRJ 200 was kind of my first proper jet. And so I didn't understand what a hot start was, and I couldn't understand why I kept blowing the engine up when I tried to start that thing up. And then I lit
7 Tango Sierra, connect Seattle Center 121.4.
21.4, 7 Tango Sierra. Seattle Center, Eclipse 717, or Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, flight level 19 or 2, descending 16,000.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Seattle Center, retro advise you have the weather, say approach request for North Bend.
We'll code just a moment, 7 Tango Sierra. Let's grab the weather. Whoops. Okay, 280 at 8. 280 at 8, 10 miles, clear skies, 16 Celsius, temperature 3004. And there's an ILS on 4. Well, we could fly that one. That would be interesting. Fly a DME arc coming into the airport.
November 3601 Echo, Denver Center, correction, Denver departure ident.
Actually, if we take the ILS runway 4, we could fly that, and we could do that arc.
Citation 01 Echo, radar contact 3 miles southeast of the Rocky Mountain Airport, climb and maintain 13,000.
Let's do that. Altimeter's 04. Seattle Center, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra. We got the weather at North Bend, and we'd like the ILS runway 4 from Rares.
Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra, roger, expect that descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, down we go. So we'll get that approach loaded in. We'll brief it real quick. Procedures. Approach. ILS. From Rares. We'll come over here. We're going to go procedures. Select arrival.
7 Tango Sierra, proceed direct Rares.
Direct Rares, 7 Tango Sierra. Select arrival. Oops, nope. Select approach. ILS 4. Rares. Activate. So it'll take us direct to rares. So once we get to rares, we can switch over to our DME and we can actually fly the this. What do we got? Nah, 10 minutes to rare, so we still got plenty of time to get down. No issues descending there. Connor's Dad 1 here for 6 months. Says good evening all. Connor's Dad 1, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's pop this up and we'll close you. Add KYKM and ILS. Nope, not from KYKM. KOTH. ILS runway 4. You'll see why I picked this. Okay, so the ILS runway 4 from rares is going to be a 16-mile DME arc to intercept the localizer. Localizer identified by 108.5. 046 in the inbound radio. To land at North Bend. Our touchdown elevation is basically sea level, 16 feet. We will fly the arc at 2,600 feet or higher. Minimums today will be 200 feet above ground. And in the event of a misapproach, we climb 600 feet, left turn to 2,300 feet to go to the OT, Oscar Tango ADF, or NDB, which is a mire. Cool. So what we'll do is we're flying direct to rares right now on the GPS, because we have to. Once I get to rares, I will tune all the radios up, and we'll plan on flying this thing. The hard way. So let me think here. I need to tune into the North Bend VOR 112.1. 112.1. And then I need to tune into the localizer. I don't have a standby though. I don't have a standby in here, so I can't simultaneously do this tuning. So what I'll do is I'll tune in 108.5 and nav 2. And that'll at least give me that when that comes alive, that'll at least give me my RMI here an indication of where it's at. Because when that hits 046 inbound, we're going to want to make the turn. But 240 it looks like. So 240 on the outbound radial is where we're going to make this turn from North Bend. So once we go down to VOR mode and start flying this actual arc, then we'll set that to 240. Great. Once we intercept 240, we'll make our left turn inbound 046, and off we'll go. Cool. Sturby Plays, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Any downloadable liveries for the MU-2? I don't know, actually. I didn't check. Did not check. I'm running one of the default ones. I think it looks pretty cool. 944 X-Ray Sierra. I believe this was Premier One of Premier One driver's liveries. I think this is what his plane was when he flew the MU-2.
November 13, Netter, runway 27, XV Alpha cross.
GTA Boss, you missed most of the first flight. You have come just in time though for the second flight. BKeith21, welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. I'm not sure if that alert went off or not, but I see the subscription, so thanks, man. I appreciate it. Looking forward to high and fastness bugger. Ryan, good to see you. Ryan Yang 87. Or R Yang. Is it R Yang? It's probably R Yang, isn't it? Yeah, I've been saying that wrong all along. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay in this one because I mean we've still got 6 minutes to get down to 5,000, and then from there we'll just descend down to 2,600. Like I don't think we're gonna have too many issues with this. What's my favorite plane and next plane? I don't really have one right now, to be honest. There's a multitude of planes I like to fly, and it kind of depends on what my mood is. Cool and easy. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. I was Beer of the Month for a while, but missed a month, so it reset me. You should reach out to Twitch and see if they'll fix that. They may they may correct your number there, Mr. Keith. But thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. What's that 100, man? I wish I had a computer to support this game. It is pretty good. It's definitely motivation to go build a PC, that's for sure. Oh no, Max is gone. Max, did your sim crash?
Station 01 Echo Connect Springs approach 124.0.
Max has left me. I think his sim crashed. Or he had to go. No, I don't think he was going out. I don't know. Bummer either way.
Number 3601 Echo Springs approach, altimeter 3017, expect visual 16.
Anyone ever had an issue batch building where it fails to download the odd DDS photos? You have to run an individual tile again? Yes, I've had that problem many times. It actually caused a couple of crashes here on the stream. Yeah, that's definitely not an ideal situation, and it does happen from time to time. I think somebody wrote a script one time that was supposed to like verify, like verify that everything loaded properly.
01 Echo, proceed direct Fibla and descend to maintain 10.
Oh, I had it right. Okay, Ryang, I had it right. Good. Ryang. Tigers 1904, good to see you. Something different. Happy Friday anyway. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. Troll's Choice, good to see you. Is there a how to install ortho? There's some guides that are out there. I think, oh man, I think Q8 Pilot put together a video on his YouTube channel, talking about building out ortho. So that might be a place to start. I Crash a Lot says, good evening, infidels. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. Anyone share any ortho scenery at all? I think there are some libraries out there of people that have shared stuff, but I don't know anything specifically. Josh or John might know more about that. All right, so there's our level off altitude.
7 Tango Sierra, cross rares at 5,000, cleared ILS runway 4 approach.
Cross rares 5,000, cleared ILS runway 4 approach, or Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, so 5,000 feet.
2062 spoken clearance.
Once we cross rares, we can go to 2,600 feet, and then we'll start flying that arc. Q8's tutorial is very clear. There you go. Steve, do you have a link to that by chance? Fork Boy on the org has a torrent for downloading a bunch of ortho. There you go. There's a Discord for ortho, says Whiskey Sim. You can post that link if you want, Whiskey. Whiskey Sim, good to see you. Torminator, welcome aboard. Fly Kiddo, welcome aboard. Good to see you guys.
Station 01 Echo cross.
Yeah, now that USA 2 is basically the preferred source for most of the US, it's not like, it's actually not illegal to distribute that stuff. Obbod says the inside of this MU-2 looks pretty good. Yeah, man, it's not too bad. All right. Yeah. One last view of the outside of the plane before we start on our arrival here, our approach. I'll fly this by hand too once we get up here. So let's do this. Let's sync that up. I'm gonna go to heading mode now. I'm gonna change to VOR Loc, and I'm gonna set this to 240. So when we cross this radial. We cross that radial, we need to make our turn inbound to 046. Easy enough, right? So as soon as we cross rares here, as soon as we hit DME 16, we'll start our way on the arc. Or 7, we'll start the turn at 17, just so I don't undershoot it again this time. And I'll kill the autopilot once we get up there.
63 Portland Tower, running 10 left at Echo, clear for takeoff.
I need to get tower up though. 1845. 1845, there we go. All right, let's go make some magic. We got Val dudes coming in down there too.
Delta 2062, are you going to Seattle or Portland? Okay, you found Seattle. Okay, stand by for your clearance.
Did it run any GTN functionality? I don't think so. This was more just a compatibility update. There's a 2.0 coming down the road, and that'll actually have like more significant updates. I'm gonna bring my speed back to 200 for this. We'll go props full forward.
United 465,
Get our lights on.
approach 120.95.
Just gonna turn the landing lights on now.
Station
That
0,
actually
Tango,
breaks them to
connect
do
tower,
that, but I don't
1.9.
really care. Fly by hand. We're gonna fly by hand, yeah.
Class 399er, connect Chinook departure.
Going to fly by hand. As soon as we get to, I have to fly GPS to rares. And once we hit 17 DME here, I'll take over. Because I won't be able to watch chat then.
3601 Echo.
Here, we can just do the panel too.
108, runway 17 right, good land. United 465, rock call approach, expect ILS 28 left.
There we go. Okay. My aircraft.
Caution.
She immediately goes squirrely.
Remember 1399er, Chinook departure, better contact. And November 399er, turn left, push direct, click it out, resume navigation.
Okay, there's 16
63,
DME.
connect departure.
Right on 16 DME going west. .9. .16 again.
November 734 Delta Bravo, capital, current zone request number.
Descending down to 2,600 feet,
Eclipse
16
399er,
DME.
connect Seattle Center.
That's a little far for us now, so we'll bring ourselves in.
.128.15.
Still out a little bit, so we'll keep bringing ourselves in. Still descending, looks good.
Delta 1163, Portland departure.
Okay, radar altimeters alive.
5000.
In and out.
United 465.
Still a little bit far out there, so we'll bring ourselves, keep going this turn. 200 knots, keep an eye on that.
There's only 28s at San Francisco, so you can expect ILS 28 right.
Oh, low. 2600 is what we're looking for. Set the heading book for 046. There's 16 DME. 15.9. So we'll straighten ourselves up out here. Let's get our altitude up.
399er, Seattle Center, climb maintain 14,000.
We want 2600.
Delta 2062, clearance available at Basra to copy.
15.8.
Delta 2062, clear this Portland Airport via Spokane 3 departure. Radar vectors, Zegro, that's Zulu.
There's 2600.
Echo, Golf.
It's like we need
Romeo,
about 4
Oscar,
degrees nose up or so to
and
hold,
direct,
to hold
Jorad.
altitude right now.
Hood 3 arrival. Maintain 2000, squawk 4024.
There we go, about 4 degrees right there. 15.9. Happy with all that.
Delta 2062, read back correct.
16.1, get a little bit of turn going. Climbing. 16.2.
Number 01 Echo, turn right, Alpha
Slight
2, ready
descent.
park.
Get ourselves back to 2600. We're still climbing. 16.3, so we're still, there we go. Now we're coming back in on it.
Number 01 Echo, taxi Alpha to the runway, remain this frequency. 01 Echo, taxi Alpha, remain this frequency. Delta 1163,
climbing.
connects Yellow Center 128.15.
Can't look at chat right now for obvious reasons. We'll get you guys here in a second. 15.9, 2,700 feet, 100 high. As long as we don't go below 2,600, we're okay.
United 465, connect NorCal
15.7, now we're way inside the
135.65.
arc. We'll do a little right turn here, get ourselves straightened out.
Delta 1163, Seattle Center, climb maintain flight level 230.
Still inside the
Delta
arc, still
2062,
descending, or
start
still
ground
getting
push into
closer.
Alpha, approved, expect runway 3, advise ready for taxi.
So we'll try 230. There's 230. It's a little high.
United 465, NorCal approach at RG, cleared
Okay, now it's getting, now the numbers are getting bigger again. Now we're too low.
United 465, ILS 2A right.
$15.6, still low. I'm not an instrument person, so this is actually kind of challenging and fun. Okay, let's go ahead and make a little bit of a left turn here.
Delta 2062,
We'll go for 225.
And you're not telling me you're holding short of Alpha?
So 225 right there. 220 is good. 16.0.
You don't need to request for push if you're going to push within the non-movement area. Then next time, runway 3
210.
taxi V Alpha cross runway
Oh,
7.
now we're really
Alpha.
low. Okay. 210-ish. Still super, super, super low.
November 734 Delta Bravo, clearance available, advise ready to copy. November 734 Delta Bravo, cleared Portland Airport via radar vectors, Red Bluff.
We still got a lot of flying left to do, by the way.
9,000.
Just so you guys know.
2507.
You're in the real plane, you'd be doing this in the autopilot. There's no way you'd be trying to fly this thing by hand. If you're in a Cherokee, you might try to fly it by hand, but probably not in an MU-2.
One more addition, departure frequency 127.4.
16, we'll turn it now. Let's do 200. Okay, there's 200.
Delta 1163, connect Seattle Center 135.45.
16.1, so let's go for 190. 190? Okay, we're not getting closer. Let's go 180. Oh, there's 16.0.
Delta 1163, Seattle Center, climb maintain flight level 340.
Keep a nice, easy bank here. Check our altitude. Too high. 15.9. We'll level 15.8. We'll level her off here a little bit. 185 or 175. I'm interested in seeing what the track is going to look like on this. It's not going to be pretty, that's for sure. I'm no Keith Smith. 15.7, 15.6. So let's go back to 180. There we go. There, looks good. Too low. So we'll leave ourselves at 180 for now. 180, 200 knots, 2,600 feet. Stealth op, good to see you, man. Under the hood, yeah, we'll call it under the hood.
734 Delta Bravo, capital ground, runway 34
No,
right.
yeah, I mean, I could use the autopod if I wanted to and use alt hold, but where's the fun? Like, the whole point of this was I wanted to fly the DME arc by hand.
Via Delta.
Be no fun if I was just staring out the window, right? We'll look up when we're on the ILS. Okay, 15.9, so we'll start the turn going again here. Ever so slightly. Constantly having to retrim this plane. So what we're doing is we're taking the 16 DME arc around, and we're going to be continuing on this arc until we cross, until our CDI, basically until our needle crosses. Once our needle crosses, we're going to make a left turn inbound to 046, and then we'll tune into the ILS frequency.
The 2062, roger. Your scenery must be off then. Runway 3, clear for takeoff. Wind
At the same time, we're going to be listening for a frequency change over to tower as well.
United 465, connect San Francisco Tower 120.5.
Constantly having to retrim. Doing okay though. I'm pretty happy with this.
United 465, San Francisco Tower 128.014, runway 28 right to clear the line.
Okay, here comes crossing. And there's the crossing. So we'll turn inbound.
Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra, connect North Bend Tower 18.45.
Tower 1845, 7 Tango Sierra.
Aircraft calling North Bend Tower, stepped on you, say again. Remember 420 Victor Lima, say aircraft type. Number 420 Victor Lima, roger. Enter left base, runway 31.
Left base, runway 31,
046 on the course.
Retard, retard, retard.
Four six, so we're just a little bit left of course here. I can go down to 1,300 feet now. North Bend Tower, Mitsubishi 717, Tango Sierra, using ILS, runway 4.
Remember 717 Tango Sierra, North Bend Tower, runway 4, clear the line.
Good land, runway 4, 7 Tango Sierra. I don't have a glide slope at the moment. That's kind of worrying. I know we can go down to 1,300. Will Pipes, time flies when you're having fun. Absolutely, man. 10 months. Thanks, Will Pipes. I'd cheers you, but I can't right now. Why don't I have a glide slope? That's a little worrying. Uh-oh. Up, 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 up.
Delta 2062, connect.
Retard, retard, retard.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I don't have a glide slope right now, so we're gonna...
Remember 399 descend.
Things are getting a little hairy, so we're gonna come up.
3007.
4 right, Delta 11 ready for departure.
Let's bring the speed back. Props are forward. I got the runway in sight, so we're good. I didn't... If I had a glide slope indicator, I would have taken it all the way down to minimums. Gear down.
Remember 734 Delta Bravo, Capital Tower, turn left heading 345, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff.
Left 345.
Alpha Bacon here for 4 months. I'm doing well, man. I got to fly on Sunday.
Remember for the Bravo correction, turn off heading 300.
Got a marker?
Left 300. Put up, bro.
Okay, flaps 20. We might just end up landing flaps 20. So I'm not sure I can get this thing slowed down enough to go full flaps. Belly aching about. Fuel low, center tank.
Mitsubishi 0 Victor Lima traffic is on a 1 mile final for runway 4. Another Mitsubishi should be full stop. Runway 31, clear to land.
Runway 31, clear to land. We'll keep an eye out for the traffic. 0 Victor Lima.
Okay, gear. Good. Flaps good. Landing. Float. Full brakes.
United 465, turn left on Echo, cross 28 left at Echo.
Turn left on Echo, cross 28 left at Echo, Unit 465.
Okay. Charlie 2.
Remember 4 Delta Bravo, connect normal departure.
We're Delta Bravo, switching departure, good day.
Remember 7 Tango Sierra, turn right on Charlie, hold short, runway 31.
Right, Charlie, hold short 3-1, 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, landing lights can come off, strobe lights can come off. Everything else can stay on for now. We'll see how bad that I'm looking at the thing with that DME arc. Not very good. How did it not fly off the runway there? This plane's got some stopping power. Fuel low. Fuel is low? No, fuel can't be low. Nah, dude, we got plenty of gas. Oh, maybe I should turn the fuel transfer on. That might be when my fuel's low. Okay, Conrad's dad, thanks for the bits, man. Says lots of work deserves a bit.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, cross runway 31 at Alpha, taxi. Cross 31 at Charlie, taxi Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
Cross runway 31 at Charlie, Alpha to the ramp, your frequency, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, there's Val dudes over there, clear to left. Clear to the right. We'll go nose to nose with dude over here. Yeah, so Connor's dad, thank you very much for the bits, man. I appreciate it. Alpha Bacon, thanks for the support. Will's Pipes, thanks for the continued support. Cheers to you guys. Thank you guys. See Aerosim Gaming with the host. Thanks, Alan, if you're here.
San Francisco Tower, Unit 465.
Reach on.
Whit Sim here for 10 months. Well, that was a hoot. At least we're still dry. Whit Sim, thank you very much for your continued support. 10 months, man. Cheers. Appreciate it. Apologies to whoever's in front of me. You're not wearing my beer. Sam Swar here for 9 months, he says. 9 months. Still loving the channel. Great job on your PPL as well. Thank you very much, Sam Swar. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it. What are we drinking tonight? A little bit of Cabernet.
Number 1399, Portland to
I was going to come over here and see my buddy Val dudes, but he's running away from me. Oh, I see what he's doing. We'll come pull up next to him.
Reach on.
Rye Sleg. I have no idea how to say that name. I'm going to go with Rye Sleg. Thank you very much for 4 months, man. Cheers. Appreciate your continued support.
10 left or 10 right?
Oh, that was fun. We'll go look at that. We'll go look at the arc here. I'm not going to worry about looking at the replay. We can watch the replay the second landing coming up.
Roger. Delta 1163, connect all center 135.1.
Alright, let's turn him down. Park brake on. Feather the props. Hey, no, park brake on, I said. Why am I still moving? Let's back her up. Let's get her back in place. Come on. Now it won't go back. Now the plane won't even move. All right, here we go. Now we can go. Yep, beep, beep, beep. Here we go. Let's get her back in this place. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There we go. All right. How do we turn these engines off? I'm going to say probably U to stop. Nope. I should probably turn the gens off. No! Stop! Stop, plane! Stop, I say! Okay, if you pull that all the way back to taxi, it goes all crazy. How do I stop these? How do I turn these engines off? That? Nope. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let me just turn the fuel pumps off. Yeah, that'll do it. But then that happened too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North Bend, Oregon. The local time, it's 5:28 p.m. Big thanks to Val Dudes over here. Oh, I should have turned my avionics off. Oops. Big thanks to Val Dudes over here for flying in, giving us some traffic. I'm not sure if is he streaming? Curious. Max says his spoiler got stuck and it rolled right over. It looks like it was a failure. Oh yeah, Val Dudes is streaming, okay. Oh man, that was really fun. That was cool. The fuel guy can service us both at the same time. Yeah, no kidding. Better push the plane back. I don't have better pushback though. Can I call ground services here? I'm not worried about it. We're fine here. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to continue on. There will be another flight. I'm probably not going to fly that kind of an approach again because I think we spent more time on the approach than we did on the actual flight. But here was the approach. So we intended to fly a DME arc, and it was roughly a DME arc. You know, you can see there's a couple places where I got, like that spot I got off a lot. But in general, it was an arc. And then we came in, we caught the ILS. For some reason, there was no glide slope. Not sure what's going on with that, but there was no glide slope. So I ended up flying it more or less as a localizer, sort of pseudo-localizer, until I just looked up and saw the airport. Because I couldn't get a DME tuned in or anything like that to be able to tell where exactly I was at. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. That was a really, really fun flight. And then that was this sort of pseudo DME arc as well. Who's that? Oh. Yeah, so we're going to continue on. We're heading down to Lake Tahoe. I don't know if you still hear Val Dudes, but we're heading down to Lake Tahoe. You guys want to come South Lake Tahoe, I should say. I don't know the rest of it. KTVL is where we're headed. So if you're on PilotEdge want to join us, that'd be cool. So the usual thing applies. I'm going to step away for a moment. If you are taking off, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. If you're sticking around, we'll see you here in a few minutes. Give everybody a chance to change their undies. Get new beer. Connor said, thanks, man. I appreciate the congrats. Hydro Fisher, welcome aboard. Micebuster, thanks. The lights are on. Yes. The lights, they are on. We'll leave the taxi and we'll leave the nav and the beacon on. Actually, may as well turn the battery off for the time being. At least for now, till we come back and get the engine going again. DME wobble, that's right. Gonna fly out south along the coast here, but good to fly with you. All right, Valdez, good flying with you as well, buddy. It's good to hear your voice on the old PilotEdge here. All right, guys, I will be back in a few minutes. If we see you, then great. If we don't see you, then thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Be right back. Like 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever. You know how it goes. Let's go with this one. No, I don't want that song. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. All right, be right back, guys. All right. Oxbox, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. I'll smoke with tea. Happy Friday. Fueler 777, welcome aboard. Anybody else I missed? Powder in my mind. Said lights. Oh yeah, my lights are on. AJ, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Blake W. Panic. Where's the streamer? He's here. Pilot Meister, welcome aboard. Ian, good to see you, Ian. Made it here for the second lead. Make a quick Micro Center run. Grab some exciting PC upgrades. Nice, dude. You flying along, Ian, for leg 2, or are you just gonna be hanging out? You can pretty much keep up with me in the Embraer 110 or the E1000. Flying Dutchman, good to see you. Evis Pilot 24, welcome aboard. Loving the props indeed. It's Val dude's taking off out of there. I'm gonna change the time of day though for this flight because I don't really feel like flying in the. I don't want to fly in the dark here. I'm afraid of the dark. So we'll just knock it back a couple hours. There we go. All right. Let's kill the music. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you very much for sticking around. Computer Flying, welcome aboard. Not flying today, swapping in a Ryzen 1800X. Ooh, I'm very excited to hear how that goes, Ian. I'm quite intrigued by those Threadripper chips because you and I are doing similar stuff in terms of the sim and then also I think video work and whatnot. RC Flyer, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon and evening. Yes, it is evening here where I'm at. It is 8:38 right now, p.m. All right, so yeah, we're here. We're back. Just getting the flight ready to go. We don't have a departure or anything. We don't have an arrival or anything. So pretty much going to get up there and go. My favorite kind of flying. But we will get the engines started up. I'll get the plane ready to go. So let's go to weight and balance. And we burned just about what I expected for fuel on that. So we'll put 3 hours back in here. And make sure we have the transfer pumps on this time too. Apply those changes. Parking brake is set. All right, so we'll turn this plane on, and then we'll call up and get our clearance. So battery comes on. Go props up the taxi there. Flight idle. And fuel valves open. Transfers on auto. Over to run. And both the SRLs are on. And we'll go ahead and start the right engine. And here we go. Into rotation. This does not do it justice for how loud this plane actually is. This thing is insanely loud on the ramp. And we'll do the same thing for engine number 2. Or engine number 1, but the second engine. You know what I mean. What's the flight plan? McShady Pilot, we're flying North Bend down to South Lake Tahoe. So we just flew a leg from Yakima down to North Bend. North Bend's a new towered airport on PilotEdge this week. And then we're going to be flying a leg from North Bend here down to Tahoe. So it should be a very, very, very pretty flight. Actually, I can just put in the route here. So get rid of you. Get rid of you. And we're going to go RVG, LMT, FMG. So that's the route that we're going to be taking. Kind of sneaking down beside the mountains there. We're going to go over Reno and then make our way into Tahoe. So the end of this flight should be absolutely freaking gorgeous. But 2 good engines. It's good to have. PC gens can come on. Avionics can come on.
Number 420 Victor Lima, type MU-2 at General Aviation, looking for VFR departure to the south with the latest information.
That's Val dudes. Okay, ground. It's 27.1.
Correction, number 420 Victor Lima. You northbound ground, runway 31 taxi via Alpha.
3 Alpha, 0 Victor Lima.
Transponder on. We'll change it to 1200. Good. Change it to 1200. And that'll stay there. Yeah. Northbound ground. Good evening. Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra IFR clearance to South Lake Tahoe.
November 717 Tango Sierra, northbound ground on request line.
On the request, stand by. Oxbox, good to see you. Fairly sure the MU-2 is partly responsible for the severity of my tinnitus. That, the Turbo Commander. Dude, I cannot believe how loud these things are. Yeah, so the route that we're taking is, here you go, make sure you pilot. KOTH, RBG, LMT, FMG, KTVL. So that's where we're flying for this leg. That's what I filed for this leg. We'll see if that's actually what we get. But I've seen one of these things on the ramp, and I was blown away by how much noise it made. Like, it was insane. There goes Val Dudes. It's cool though. Like, it was a really neat plane to see. Val Dude's gonna have a Southwest taxi going.
Portland Tower, November 1399, looking for Atlantic.
November 399, taxi Atlantic via Alpha, remain this frequency.
Atlantic via Alpha, remain with you. Thank you. Have a good night. 1399.
Oh, come on, Val Dude. She taxi like grandma. He ain't going very fast. Horrendously narrow nose wheel arc for towing the Commander. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about I've never seen a Commander on the ramp yet. There's an MU-300, which is basically a beach jet. Haven't seen that either. How accurate is the Windy app? I mean, it's based off of forecast models, so it's not an aviation approved way of getting your weather, put it that way. But I found Windy to be pretty good. Pretty good. I assume you're checking the weather out for your flights.
November 734 Delta Bravo, connect Oakland Center 134.97 for your request.
Retard.
Pretty much. Framed Tuna. I got my private pilot's license. Framed Tuna, congratulations, my friend. And thank you very much for 10 months of support. That's amazing. Cheers. How'd your check ride go? Obviously you passed it, but was it what you expected?
November 734 Delta Bravo, Oakland Center, call and maintain flight level 320.
That's better, Val Dudes. Now you're taxiing like ready to copy. 7 Tango Sierra.
November 7 Tango Sierra, clear to Lake Tahoe Airport, as filed, maintain flight level 230. Departure frequency, Seattle Center 121.4, squawk 5076.
Cleared South Lake Tahoe as filed. 230 on departure. 121.4, 5076, 7 Tango Sierra.
HBC 7 Tango Sierra, read back correct.
Alright. Turn him off for now. We got exactly what we wanted. Ernie the Cat, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Just looking at Val Dudes here.
Left crosswind departure approved, runway 31 clear for takeoff.
We'll watch Val Dudes take off. And then we'll
clear
go
for takeoff, left downwind departure approved.
It's so awesome hearing him on PilotEdge.
Left crosswind departure approved.
Left crosswind departure, 0 Victor Lima.
It's so awesome hearing Val Dudes on PilotEdge because it's such a rare occurrence. But that's him. There he goes in his Mitsubishi. He caught the bug. Oh, that's not the center line, Val Dudes. If you guys aren't following Val Dudes, you should. Twitch.tv/Val Dudes. He's streaming right now. And he's going to do a nice scenic flight, I think, down the coast. He's got to check. Apparently he's got to check his instruments. Check his flight controls. Nope. Okay, here we go. See ya, buddy. Oh no. Back on the center line. This plane is so squirrely. It's so squirrely. There he goes. Oh, that was a cool shot right there. See ya. Did he put his gear up? Okay, he did eventually. All right. Let's get this thing plugged in here. Go to flight plan. Go to menu. Delete flight plan. And then we'll do KOTH is where we're at. TH. And we're going to RBG. BG.
Delta 1163, connect Oakland Center 134.4.
From there, we're going to go to LMT. Oops. L. M. T. And then after that, FMG. Mustang. And then good old TVL. K. T. V. L. Cool. All right. Controls. Make sure those are good. We got ourselves in GPS mode here. We don't know what the departure is going to be, so we'll deal with that when it happens. The initial altitude we've been cleared to is 23,000. So we'll punch that in. And then 5076, 5076. Altitude is on. Let's go flaps 5. And let's get out of here. Actually, let's grab the weather and let's get out of here. 2806, 10 mile visibility, clear skies, 15 Celsius, temperature 3004. Great.
Remember, another 1 kilo, connect Denver Center 125.67.
Brooklyn ground, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra is Alpha 1 with the weather for taxi.
Remember, 717 Tango Sierra, runway 31 taxi via Alpha.
31 via Alpha, 7 Tango Sierra.
Delta 420, Oakland Center, Roger.
I'm going to say Delta 420 is one of Valdude's fans.
Remember, another 1 kilo, Denver Center, Roger.
Oh yeah, right. And Valdude's was 420 Victor Lima. Yep, that sounds about right. Okay. Working on my PPL on a tail dragger. That's cool, man. I want to get my tail dragger rating, or my yeah. I want to get that rating at some point. I got a place I can go fly up north of us, probably next summer. Clocky, good to see you again. Am I using rudder pedals? I do. I have the Cytec. I have the Cytec combat rudder pedals. The Cytec stuff is okay. If you want rudder pedals, that's probably going to be your best bet. The nicest thing about rudder pedals, I think, 2 reasons why you want them. If you fly helicopters, you definitely want to have rudder pedals. They're also nice to have the differential braking for a lot of airplanes. It makes it much easier to taxi planes when you can do differential braking. At least it's been my experience. So I think rudder pedals are worth it, but they wouldn't be at the top of my list, assuming that your joystick has a twist. If your joystick doesn't have a twist, and you don't have a way to actually use rudder pedals, then yeah, you may want to think about getting pedals. But it's nice to be completely hands-off as I'm taxiing, and not have to sit there and hold the joystick and do the twist and all that stuff, where I can just, all I have to do is use my feet to taxi, and I can look over and read you guys here or do whatever. On his stream, he did hold the center line. Oh, okay. Not the usual weather for this time of year. Yeah, no kidding. There's some crappier weather once you get a little further down the coast, but it's not too bad. Steve the Gamer 55, good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome aboard. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Bend, man. Bend, Oregon. North Bend. This free scenery. This little airport is awesome. It's such a neat place to fly into. I'm really, really happy that it's covered now on PilotEdge. Just getting fall like temps in New York. Now it was so nice last week. Yeah, we were in the 70s and whatnot. I actually had my air conditioner on for a little bit on, I think it was Monday. And today definitely feels like fall. Like today was mid to upper 50s, low 60s. And the next few days are going to be nice, but they're definitely going to be crisp. The air conditioner is finally coming out tomorrow before I do my stream. And yeah, fall is here. Fall is definitely here in New England. Tristan, welcome aboard. Alene Baloo, welcome aboard. Oh, that's spam. Hang on. Look at this chick tweaking out on Twitch. All right, buddy. Goodbye. FS Pilot, good to see you. Go subscribe to me on YouTube. Oh, man. Steve the Gamer, you were doing so good there.
Delta 420 descend via the Surfer 2 arrival, San Francisco altimeter 2990.
Okay. 2 in a row, man. That was pretty impressive right there. Natty 12345, welcome aboard. Good to see you. All right, let's go tower. Tower's 1845. And then departure is 21-4. Good, good. North Bend Tower, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, holding short runway 31.
November 717 Tango Sierra at Penn Tower, wind 270 at 6, runway 31, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 31, clip 7, or Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. And tower, clip 7, or Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. You want us straight out?
November 7 Tango Sierra, you can turn on course, your discretion.
7 Tango Sierra. All right, lights, camera, action. Let's go flying. Clear to the right. And I'm sure we'll clear to the left. (1946) J3 Cub is the aircraft. Dude, that's awesome. All right, good there, good there. Get ourselves lined up here.
Challenger 1 Kilo Kilo, connect Denver 133.52.
31 identified. Everything checks out there. Plan on making a left downwind departure. Okay. Out of beta mode. Props full. Oops. Bring the engines up. Looking stable. Power set.
November 91 Kilo Kilo, Denver Center, Roger. Delta 420, connect normal approach 121.3.
Airspeed's alive, looking good. Positive rate. Gear. Flaps can come in too.
Delta 420 normal approach, altimeter 2990, expect ILS 28 left.
Ooh. Bank angle.
November 7 Tango Sierra, connect Seattle Center.
Seattle Center, 7 Tango Sierra. Seattle Center, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra 3200, climbing flight level 230.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Seattle's per ident.
Ident. Flash.
Caution.
Let's go alt cell. We're in heading mode.
November 7 Tango Sierra, ident not observed. Verify your ident.
Did you get it that time, 7 Tango Sierra?
Negative.
Interesting. Alright, so that must be a problem with my model here, because I'm definitely trying to ident.
November 7 Tango Sierra, Roger. Just save position.
Okay, climbing through 5,900, just about 3 miles southeast of the North Bend airport.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, Roger. I do not see any secondary targets in that area. I do see a primary target. It might be you. Verify your transponders turned on.
And we should be good. Mode C now, 7 Tango Sierra. Interesting.
Number 7 Tango Sierra, better contact 4 miles southeast of the North Bend airport. Climb and maintain flight level 230.
Okay, position checks, climb, maintain flight level 230. Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra. Interesting. So we'll talk about what just happened there in a second. Let's get our direct going. We'll go nav mode there. We'll go IAS. We'll bring our torques back just a touch. And bring our props back. Check our RPMs here. Bring it back to about 98. Actually, we can do 99. Just get it out of the yellow range. Okay, check our torques. Add a little more power. Just keep an eye on our temps too. Okay, so what happened there? So the ident buttons don't work. Ident doesn't work. Ident doesn't work. If this switch is set for altitude reporting, you also have to push the alt button over here. So what happened is this was altitude reporting on, but then my transponder was actually reporting standby. So had to do both of those. Once I did that, he was able to see me. As far as the ident goes, not really sure what's going on there. I might chat with Keith and see if he's seen that issue, and then I'll let Tom know that that might be a problem. But it's all right, we got it. Flying a tail dragger is a true stick and rudder flying, even if RC tail draggers. Oh yeah, dude, I know the tail draggers are a totally different beast, and I really want to learn how to fly one. I really want to get my rating for that because I think that'd be fun. Monk R6, good to see you. Hope there's a better, they add a better failure system in X-Plane 11. What's wrong with the failure system in X-Plane 11? I think it's pretty good. Chicago Duffy, welcome aboard.
Seattle Center 135.15.
Yeah, so that was just and I should have verified that, but like that button I don't know, that button being up, it's kind of janky the way they've sort of pigeon-toed this this transponder into this airplane, but it's all right, it works. We figured it out. I saw Keith fly the MU-2 yesterday, and that's the transponder behavior.
Number 734 Delta Bravo Seattle Center, Roger.
Is that how the real thing behaves? Because I mean, this radio stack, this GPS and this transponder was not in here in way previous versions. When this plane was running, I think it was running like an old 430, but I basically flew this thing slant alpha. But these guys weren't in here before. Will you miss Calum's Fokker 70? It leaves tomorrow. Is it last flight tomorrow? I didn't know the Fokker was still flying, to be honest. Actually, no, I did. No, I rode on a Fokker one time down in the Caribbean. It was an awful flight on an awful airline. But that's all right. It's like Val Dude's made it his destination. I will. Love those little things. Yeah, no, I flew on one. God, I think it was Insel Air. Yeah, Insel Air from Aruba to Curacao. It was a terrible airline. Absolutely horrific airline. We were 45 minutes late getting to Curacao, and they were like, the gate people were surprised that we were only 45 minutes late. I guess the airline's pretty like, we found out then that later that when we were flying back to Aruba, that most of the flights run about 90 minutes to 2 hours late. So that kind of sucked. Yeah, CCC Crazy 3, good to see it. It was Insel Air, INSEL. I will never fly them again. There was an absolutely miserable experience having to fly that airline. It was a Fokker of a flight plan. I see what you did there. Oh yeah, we can probably turn the lights on. Or off. Lights can come off. Oh man. Did you guys get Destiny 2? Anybody playing that? It came out on the PC on Tuesday. And I'm super jazzed to play that some more. Such a good game. God, we have an hour. We have an hour to get down to South Lake Tahoe. You guys gotta give me some topics to talk about. It's gonna be a long flight. Qantas Link still uses the Fokkers. King of the Netherlands secretly flew those for 20 years. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they're interesting. I mean, I fly, like, when I fly the turboprops, it's usually over in the Azores, and they fly Q400s and Q200s, if I recall. That's what they used to get around.
Center 132.05.
New textures in MU-2 update. I think the textures have been updated, yes. But don't quote me on that. They're still pretty, like, when you really zoom in on them, they're still pretty low poly. I think they're being helped out quite a bit by the new lighting engine, or the updated lighting engine. You can definitely see the pixelation and whatnot when you really get close to it. I know he did some improvements on the actual... He did some improvements on the panel and whatnot, with the lighting and the way the instruments are reflecting and whatnot, and that might be what we're seeing. Why not wait for Destiny 3? Because it'll be like 2 years away, man. I'll get my like 40, 50 hours out of Destiny and be happy with it. Yeah, overall, this plane is vastly improved, and I know that he's working on a proper version 2, and that'll be awesome. Because I've heard him talk about some of the stuff he wants to do, and very, very excited. I love it, but having played Destiny 1, I missed the targeted in-game grind, having to do daily nightfalls for Icebreaker, etc. Makes sense. When will I get back in the Mad Dog? Oh, Steve, man, we just flew that Mad Dog a few weeks, maybe a month ago. I think I flew the Mad Dog about a month ago, so it'll probably be a few more weeks before we do that. Next week's gonna be the Arrow, the Just Flight Arrow, and then after that we'll kind of see what happens. Probably gonna have at least another week. Like the A320 is tomorrow, but we'll probably have at least another week of the A320 as we get closer to the holidays. 40 to 50, yeah, right. I move around games pretty good. Like, I'll get my time in Destiny, then I'll move on to something else. Because I think the PvP in Destiny is really bad. Like, the Crucible stuff I can't stand. So I won't spend a whole lot of time with that. But, yeah, the PvE stuff, like, we got a pretty good group of guys that are going to be doing all the PvE. And it should be fun. Norbert, take it easy, buddy. Have a good night. Currently flying LHR to LAX. What is LHR? What is LHR? I don't know that airport. I'm sure he'll tell me in a second. Heathrow! Oh god, yeah. That's a long flight, man. You gonna put that time acceleration on? Keith says he's working the ZLA scope. At 8:42, Keith said he was working it. So Keith is down in Los Angeles. Sadly, we won't get to talk to him tonight. If I'd known that, I might have just teleported down there. It's all good. We're showing an hour and 4 minutes. We'll see what happens once we level off here. Get some more speed. So there's 23,000 feet. Alt capture's on. We'll go ahead and bring our... Oh, crap. What was that? No, 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 no. What is it doing? What is it doing?
November 734 Delta Bravo, roger, the sun of 8
What the hell was that?
And stand by for the altimeter.
I think I accidentally bumped the keyboard command for reversers. All right. Well, that was fun. So what I meant to do was come down here, bring the props back to 96. Right here. I think I bumped like the slash key or something and it turned the reversers on. Or put it in beta mode or something. Alright, so there's 96. We're blowing the engines up here. Oh yeah, we're over torquing and blowing them up. Okay.
Eastern 105, Denver current.
We want to do about 92. A little higher, I think. I'm gonna try to redline that temperature as best I can, since that's what we're limited by.
Bravo, you want to go to Klamath Falls or you want to head over to Medford? I can get you probably easier into Medford.
Okay, it's about 98 right there. 97, 98.
Citation for Delta Bravo, expect vectors to Medford, fly heading 330.
I think we're good there. Just keep an eye on those temps, make sure they don't redline. Otherwise, we're going to run this engine as hard as we can. Try to get as much speed as we can. X-Enviro is actually on, right? X-Enviro was not on.
November 91 Kilo Kilo to set 18, flight level 270.
Oh, is it going to crash my sim now? Please don't do this to me.
Sedition 4 Delta Bravo, enable see number of souls and fuel on board.
I think X-Enviro just crashed my sim.
Roger.
Josh told me earlier this happens to him occasionally. I hate these add-ons so much. Oh, hey, no, it worked. Is it off now? No, it's on. So it wasn't even on before. I didn't turn it off, but it was whatever. It's on now. Didn't crash the sim. That's fortunate.
Sedition 4 Delta Bravo, connect Cascade approach 124.3.
He does run 1.06, yeah.
Delta 420 at manual cleared ILS 28 left approach.
Never seen X-Enviro do that before. Max, good to see you again, buddy. Whatever. Cheers. It still works. Alright, well, now we get to steer at the foggy ground. Fast Joe Testarossa.
Remember,
What
734
base
Delta
zoom
Bravo,
level are you
Cascade
happy
approach,
with
Roger,
in
expect a visual
Ortho for
approach
XP
runway
for areas you like to fly a lot? It depends. I do 17 in the areas that I fly into frequently, and around major airports. Like all of SoCal I have, all of the ZLA area I have in 17. The areas around like Aspen, Denver, Seattle, and kind of those airports, Salt Lake City, are all in 17. But the stuff we're flying over right now is all zoom level 15. The stuff we took off out of in North Bend was zoom level 15. So 15 is nice because you can build tiles really damn fast. They don't take a lot of space. But like all of the Alps I have in 17. A good chunk of Europe I have in 17, just because it looks better when you're down low. So I think 16 is generally considered to be a good compromise, but 17 is probably going to be your best Like
Eastern 105, go ahead with your repeat.
17's probably your best bet if you can get away with it. The long answer for you.
Squawk 3151.
Gotta have some challenge every flight. Yeah, no kidding. The Misty Valleys do look pretty good. Yeah. the view outside has definitely been improved. That's for sure. I was wondering. I'm like it's clear skies, and that seems maybe not quite right. Like completely clear. It did not seem like a normal X-Enviro type of view. And it was missing, you know, the haze. Destiny 2 PvP feels bland. Like it's too balanced. Time to kill is too long. You get one super per match. See, I disagree. I think the time to kill is too short. That was my problem with Destiny as a whole, is the time to kill was way too short. I used to be a Quake player. I played a lot of Quake and Unreal growing up, so I want long time to kills. I want to have, you know, I want to have a good drawn out fight. And the stuff that's just like boop, boop, and it's over with, like that the instant kill stuff was never any fun to me. The couple of like PvP games I've done in Destiny 2 just were, I didn't care for them. I thought they were kind of miserable. So I was more than happy to do my 2, get my initial rewards, and then be done with it. And I'll probably never revisit the Crucible. But this is a flight sim stream, not a Destiny 2 stream, I guess. But either way, Destiny 2 is still pretty fun. I really enjoy the PvE stuff. It's a beautiful game. Absolutely stunningly good-looking game. Borderlands. Oh, man. I played a lot of Borderlands. I got kind of bored with Borderlands, to be honest. Like, I played a lot of Borderlands 1 with some buddies, and then we played a little bit of 2, but it was just kind of like more of the same. And I just couldn't, like, I couldn't find myself really getting into it. Like, if I'm gonna play that kind of game, I'd almost rather just play Diablo. The Zesta, welcome aboard. 3 a.m. here in Spain. Mitsubishi plane worth the money. I just have to tune in. Or have just tuned in. So I don't like to talk about whether it's worth money or not, because that's kind of your judgment. I think it's a really good plane. I would have no problem purchasing it again if I had to. Or not like again, as in, you know, purchase it once and then purchase it twice. But if I were to purchase it today, I would be very happy with my investment. I think it's a solid plane. It doesn't, like, the sounds are crap, but outside of the sounds, everything else about this plane is great. Like, it looks fantastic, it runs fantastic. The flight dynamics, the way that it handles is very true to the real thing, from what I understand. Like, the whole thing is very much a handful. Yeah, I mean, it's an old plane too. It was built for it might have been built for X-Plane 9, but then the props, you know, the props leave something to be desired. Like, it's definitely not a modern plane. It's not a modern simulation, but it's still, like, I put it up there with, like, the Challenger 300. The Challenger 300 is not a looker. It doesn't sound the best. It's certainly not the most, you know, polished and feature complete plane, but it's still a really fun airframe to fly. And that's kind of where I see this one too. God, I think I bought this thing. This is one of the first planes I bought for X-Plane. I bought this thing years ago.
420, turn right, heading 100.
Do the call to arms weekly for powerful gear. Yeah, I don't really care though. I'll just do the PvE stuff. I'm not really trying to get powerful gear, to be honest. I'm trying to level up right now, but as far as powerful gear goes, I'm not. Whatever. Just Flight PA Arrow for LX-Pin 11 looks fantastic. Truckerman 42, good to see you. It does look really good. And I hope I can get my hands on it and fly it. We're going to fly it probably next week. Gonna fly it next week. And I'm very, very excited because it looks good. Like, I watched Matt Davies streaming it today, and I was impressed with how well Matt was flying it. That he was flying it on PilotEdge, and I was impressed with how polished that plane seemed. And it seemed like it was pretty faithful to the real thing too. Did I finish Doom? Actually, I haven't finished Doom. We'll have to do that one of these Wednesdays. Just fire it up and get it done. JPJ, good to see you, man. Tuning in late. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, buddy? Titty Man, welcome aboard. We just talked about that. Have not tried it yet. Would love to have that prop view IRL. Yeah, no kidding. As long as the prop stays in place. X-Plane 9, yeah, dude. Like, some of these planes are real old. For a beginner, it'll work. Thanks for the advice. No problem, dude. Yeah, it's a challenging plane to fly. It's very, very tough. It's very squirrely, but it's also quite rewarding too once you do it.
Sedition 4 Delta Bravo,
I just did a
turn left
DME
heading
arc
240 and
on my
descend
last flight,
6,000.
and it was incredibly difficult. I had to focus 110%, and you know, this stuff doesn't help, but it was a pretty good flight. Like, it was a fun approach. Doggo DR, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Good to see you. I'll just take X-Plane 11 to download. After an hour, it says 4%. It shouldn't, like, it downloads almost as fast as my connection lets it download. So it should go pretty quick. I would say restart it, Al. If you're still having problems, like if it's still going pretty slow.
Challenger 1 Kilo Kilo fighting 060 at the center maintain 10,000.
Oh man,
Sedition
parched.
4 Delta Bravo Medford Airport 10 o'clock 12 miles.
That's a good view right there. That might be the screenshot. Here's a question. This one? Or this one? I think maybe that's the screenshot for the thumbnail. That looks pretty cool. Waze 2000, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Door number 2. That's kind of what I'm thinking, man. That's a good looking picture right there.
Heading 320.
Am I excited for seasons in Destiny 2? I don't know if I'm going to play it that much. I'm excited to play through the game. I'm excited to play with my buddies and whatnot, and we'll see how much replayability I get out of it. But yeah, I'm not a hardcore Destiny fan. I really enjoyed Destiny 1 for its shooting mechanics and its sort of socialness. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to get out of Destiny 2.
Delta 420 turn right 230. Sedition 4 Delta Bravo turn left heading.
Just got a new laptop. It's nice to watch streams video 60 FPS versus 12 to 18. Oh man, yeah. That's huge. Durka, man. Durka, thank you very much for the host. Hello, all the people from Durka's stream. You've gone from beer to wine.
Retard.
Speaking of which,
retard.
Cody LV7. Thank you very much for 9 months of support. Cheers, my friend. I really appreciate it. Yeah, dude, there's a lot. JP, there's a lot going on in this cockpit. Holy crap. A lot of dials, a lot of, like, these switches are basically all just like enunciator test switches, which is just bizarre.
Retard.
Dirk is here for 10 months. He says, do you like beer? I love beer. I'm having wine tonight, though. Dirk, Brendan, thank you very much for the support, man. Cheers. I appreciate it, buddy. How was your quest to move to the U.S., Dirk? Aries, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Good to see you. NASCAR 02, good to see you. Tim Rodeo, welcome aboard. Dirk, it's also good to see you, too. Nagy87, happy Friday. Started with the MU-2. Yeah, MU-2 was one of my first airplanes in X-Plane. I've only been simming, though, for like 4 years. So I haven't really been doing flight sim all that long. Should I get the IXEG MU-2 or CRJ-2? Man, it depends on what kind of plane you want to fly. Those are 3 awesome, but very, very, very different planes. Is a A320 tail number in that livery? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. 944 X-Ray Sierra. I think that's actually an MU-2, but I don't know. What's my ground speed? We're doing 341 over the ground right now. We're 44, so we're just about to, we're coming up on the, Klamath Falls VOR.
5 miles from Heman, maintain 3,000 to stop shy.
We'll be there in a few minutes. And then, yeah, we're doing 342 over the ground. We got 43 minutes till our destination. And, yeah, we're getting out of the mountains, too.
Delta 1163, connect Los Angeles 133.55.
Your local P4L, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Rocking the old Twitch Turbo logo there. Haven't seen that for a while. What do you recommend or have the most fun flying? I mean, it depends. Like, it really depends on what you want to fly. Like, I'd say, like, of the 3 of those, probably the IXEG 737 is going to give you the most, bang for your buck. The other 2 are they're different type, like very different levels of simulation, and they're very different planes. So of the 3 that you listed, I'd probably say the IXEG 737. Not heard much about the U.S. Keep plugging away. All right, man. hopefully it works out for you. Max, thanks for the host. Air Food Bar, good to see you.
1 kilo, contact Denver, approach 123.85.
Not a bad screenshot right there. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I do this angle a lot though. Like I'd rather do this angle when I have some mountains to play with. So like a Lake Tahoe kind of thing might be where you look at that one. But that one doesn't come through too well on a thumbnail. And that's what these screenshots are for the thumbnail.
Number 1 kilo, Denver approach to set up 8,000.
Do you have Just Flight planes? I don't have the Arrow yet. I'm gonna get it soon. So we're gonna fly the Just Flight Arrow next week. Next Friday we're gonna take a look at that.
420 on the San Francisco Tower 120.5.
People are saying they might confuse this plane for the 320. Still trying to figure that one out. It's almost the same thing. It's so damn close.
Kilo, turn left heading 030.
Nah, the joke is like everybody and their mother has been streaming the 320 this week, so I wanted to stream something a little different tonight, and I really wanted to fly this plane because it's such a neat little plane to fly. Well, the XCG and the MU-2 also have fairly significant price differences too, so if you're price conscious, the MU-2 is a good pickup. Yeah, if you're price conscious, you may want to think about the MU-2, but if money is no factor, then like I said, I think the IXCG 737's the most bang for your buck. Crimson Ghost, good to see you. I knew there was a whistle pick available for X-Plane 11, but never seen anyone streaming it. Never heard of it. No idea what that is. Space Andy, I don't know if I said hello to you, so if I did, then I'm sorry. Hello again. If I didn't, then I'm sorry and hello. How much is the MU-2? I don't know. I got the MU-2 for like 20 bucks. And I think there's some coupons floating around for it right now too, but let's see here. The MU-2, 35 bucks right now. 35 bucks if you don't have a coupon. I've seen some, I think somebody had said there was a coupon that was floating around for it. But that price is definitely, I've definitely seen that thing cheaper, but that's literally half the price of the IXCG 737. Like, or actually less than half the price because it's 75 bucks for the 737.
Remember 1 kilo, grid visual approach 35 left.
I was hoping for a nice scenic flight here, but our route seems to take us away from all the pretty stuff. There's the VOR. Means there's probably something down here below us. An airport. That looks pretty good. It's not as pretty as the mountains, but we'll take it for now. Sometimes farmland can be nice. I think they sent an email to anybody who had an X-Aviation product, but not the MU-2. Aha!
Bravo taxi around beyond
1995 with a discount. There you go. Apparently somebody's going to put their code in there. We missed each other's hellos. That's all good, dude. Good. The TPE 331 in there makes a distinct noise on the ground. You mean the engine on the Mitsubishi? Yeah, it's loud. This plane, this particular model doesn't do a good job of simulating engine noises. It's using, I think, the stock X-Plane sounds, which are not great. It's all right though. I'm flying the EMB 110 now on the same route. McShady pilot, that's gonna be a long flight there, man. The Embraer 110, that's gonna take probably almost 3 hours to do. Be my guess, because we're doing 345 right now, or half an hour from the Mustang VOR, and 37 minutes from our destination. X-Plane 11 is on sale. Yeah, there's a Steam sale going on right now. So if you go to Steam, you can get X-Plane 11 pretty cheap. Flight Sim World's on sale, pretty cheap as well. What are my thoughts about the Dash 8 Q? What are my thoughts about the Dash 8 Q400? I think the Majestic Dash 8 Q400 is one of the best products in all of Flight Sim. I really do. I really, really miss flying that airplane. Like, incredibly miss flying that airplane. It is on my list of planes to fly once I get some P3D stuff going. But I think it's a really good plane. The Q400 in X-plane is okay if you get it on sale, but it's certainly not a high fidelity sim by any means. Like, it's a neat plane to, it's still kind of a neat plane to fly. It uses the default FMC. It is not a high fidelity at all. It was also made for X-Plane 9. So it's kind of like along the lines of this thing in terms of like how good it looks and whatnot. But it's okay. If you can get it for $20, it's a decent pickup. Or less. Actually, I'm not even sure what they're selling that thing for nowadays, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, my preference is always to go through the Laminar or the developer directly if you can.
Delta 420, turn left on Juliet Alpha to the ramp, remain this frequency.
What P3D planes will you fly when you get P3D? Good question. I want to grab the FS Labs A320. I'm going to grab the Majestic Q400. And I'll probably look into the PMDG 747. So those would be the three main planes that I would pick up. Not all right at once. Certainly not all right away. Like that's, you're already taught. For me to get the sim is $200. Active Sky Chase plane is another $100. So we're at $300 now. The Q400 update is like $30. The FS Labs A320 is like $130. And then 140 then for the 747. So like you're talking about like $600 right there if I wanted to buy all that stuff and get into P3D. And that's not even including any scenery. Like I have FTX Global, and that's it. So I'd have a pretty vanilla bare bones looking sim with some, obviously some decent planes. But yeah, no, the Q400 will be the first thing, and then after that, almost certainly the FS Labs A320. And then kind of go from there, but it's still a ways off right now. I'm nowhere near being able to invest that kind of money into another flight simulator, especially with like so much stuff for X-Plane that's out right now. Like I can't really justify taking a night or spending the time building up P3D when we've got a lot of good stuff here. My temps are high. Nudge her back just a touch.
Radar 1 kilo, Demeter, wind 140 at 3, runway 35 left.
We weren't quite in the red, but we were close. So we'll get that back. Yeah, I mean, the Quality Wing 787, if it comes out in P3D version 4, I'd be all over too. I couldn't care less about it being an FSX only thing. But if it was P3D, it'd be a different story. I've also got Flight Sim World I want to check out too. So Dovetail sent me a copy of Flight Sim World a couple months ago, and I'm gonna take probably like a Wednesday night or something, and we'll go through and look through that, because I think there's still a lot of potential there with Flight Sim World, and kind of some of the stuff they're doing is pretty neat. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I think it's still a sim. It's still a product worth covering. $25 for the Q400 upgrade. Okay. FSI was 140. Yeah, it's close enough. 777 doesn't interest me in the slightest. I'll be perfectly honest. The 777 is just not a plane that I have any sort of fascination with. If I'm gonna get a long haul plane, it's gonna be the 747 for the novelty factor. And I wouldn't fly it long haul. I'd be short hops anyway. Paco Bort, good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. I've heard a mid-2018 release. Well, as long as looking at how long it took them to get an FSX version of that thing out, I would not expect to see a P3D version of the 787 anytime in the near future. You can almost bet that's going to be a long ways out, because they don't seem to work very fast, and that's fine. You can certainly do that, but they don't seem to work very fast. Just saying. Looks like Valdu's finished streaming. I don't think there's anything wrong with FS World. I think aircraft are too simple. Yeah, but it's meant to be an entry-level thing. And people that are coming into Sims for the first time are not going to be really aren't going to be that interested in super complex study level simulations of general aviation planes. Like they aren't going to care about that stuff. They want to go up in the air and just tool about for a bit. But yeah, no, Nagy, thanks, man. I'm glad. I know there's people out there that agree with me. And I know Dovetail also gets a bad rap anyway. But we're gonna take a look at it at some point. And I'm actually kind of excited to take a look at it because it's I don't know. I want to see what they've done. I want to see what they're doing. Dovetail is definitely the DLC culture. Well, here's the thing. So there's a Reddit thread that was talking about this today that was criticizing them for selling like a camera add-on and something else. And people are getting just up in arms about the fact that Dovetail was selling these things. They're made by third parties, by the way, not by Dovetail. Yet you've spent $40 on Chase Plane. You've spent $60 on Active Sky. You've spent, $100 on FTX Global. You'll spend $25 on airports here and there. You'll spend all this, like, everybody in the flight sim community spends money constantly on DLC. So I don't understand why Dovetail gets such a bad rap about it. Because they're no worse than anybody else. Like, it's just, that's just kind of how it is. And it's kind of frustrating to see that mentality, because like that kind of mentality is what's going to drive developers away from here. Like, oh, why would I go develop in that for that community if everything I do is just going to be criticized and crapped on? So I don't agree with kind of being. I mean, Dovetail certainly is not without their indiscretions with their other products and whatnot. Like that's without question. But like in the flight sim community, we're already conditioned to spending money on freaking everything. So, it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? It's kind of hypocritical. As much of a bad rap, DCS is just as bad for the DLC culture, but doesn't get the rep. I think it's lacking a lack of freeware mentality. Yeah, I mean DCS is a perfect example. Well, DCS is a different kind of thing. I don't know. DCS, I don't know. I'm not at all interested in DCS. I keep trying it. I have friends that are like, we'll sit down and cover the A10, and we sit down and we cover the A10, and I'm like, okay, this is all right, but I don't know. Not really my thing. Buy what you want. You don't have to buy everything. Exactly. Steam gets a 30% cut of every sale. Yes. Dovetail gets a cut on top of that. Yes, they do. Bringing DLC under one roof, keeping the QC up to par. For sure. Yeah. And we'll see what happens too. I don't think developers will be super interested when Dovetail takes a hefty piece of the cash pie. Well, it depends. It depends on who they want to get their product in front of. If Dovetail can get their product in front of more people than P3D and X-Plane and provide an easy way to get your product to market, then a developer may not care. Like the developers that we know are not going to go down the path of working with Dovetail, but somebody will, because it's marketing. Dovetail pays for the marketing. Dovetail pays for the distribution. Dovetail pays for like all of that stuff. Dovetail probably also shields them from things like credit card chargebacks and stuff like that. So, Dave, thanks for the host, man. Yeah, so that's my Dovetail rant. I don't fully agree with everything that's being done, but I don't like seeing everybody get so up in arms that it's mostly Reddit. Like it's mostly Reddit where you see this stuff, and I should really not browse Reddit because it's an evil place sometimes, but it's also fun. So, yeah. Oh man. Dave, good to see you, buddy. So, Sir Dave was flying earlier today. Dave, it was great to see you back in the airplane, and what just completely screwing around in that Cessna. Cheers, man. Though, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the big host too. I think it was an auto host, but that's cool. Why wouldn't you want to shoot with the 30mm cannon and DC? Like, I don't know. Shooting the plane guns just doesn't do it for me. I think if I did something more like what Dave does, where you're doing like a World War II campaign, and there's a little bit more stick and rudder, but like the A10 is just such a immensely complex piece of machinery. I just maybe like, I don't know. I don't want to sit down and program computers when I want to go do some flight simming. And for me, flight simming is all about the act of going from A to B, looking out the window and seeing things and seeing new places and new experiences and whatnot. Dr. Nerd Rage here for 10 months. Dr. Nerd Rage, thank you very much for your continued support. He drops the beer. Thanks, buddy. Dr. Nerd Rage was my first subscriber. I'm going to keep pointing that out every time he resubs. Thanks, guys, though. I appreciate it.
Mitsubishi 7 Tango Sierra, connect Oakland Center 128.8.
128.8, 7 Tango Sierra. I'll explain what I just did there in a second. Oakland Center, Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, flight level 230.
November 717 Tango Sierra, Oakland Center, roger.
All right. So real quick, what I did there. So we don't have any backup comm here. There's no standby comm. So what I'm doing is I'm using comm 1 and comm 2, flipping back and forth. This switch right here controls which one I can listen from. So I can listen from both of them if I want to. But I only want to listen to one at a time. So I'm flipping the switch from comm 2 to comm 1 to say, all right, stop listening to comm 2, now listen to comm 1. And then this switch over here controls which one I transmit on. So I'm saying, all right, I was transmitting on comm 2, now I'm transmitting on comm 1. So that was the kind of little thing that you've been seeing me do with the comm radios there. Chat convinced me to try the Zebo with the sound pack. I was slightly blown away. Dude, it's amazing, isn't it? I need to fire that thing up again soon because I haven't flown that thing for probably 4 or 5 months at least. If Orbax, A2A, and Active Sky are developing for FS World, then I see it getting popular. For sure, yeah. It's going to get popular with a different crowd. Like, the crowd that's going to do FS World is a more casual crowd that's, you know, casually interested in flight sims and not necessarily going to sit down and want to program a 737 like we do. It's going to be the same guys that are interested in something like Aerofly FS2. This is flight number 2, yep. Nerd Rage was the first sub. Yes, he was. I forget who the second one was. We need a good World War II bomber sim. Oh, yeah. That'd be interesting. Because a World War II bomber sim has you going places, dropping bombs, and then going other places. Like, it's not like you're going to be dogfighting in something like that. That would be interesting, Dave. I'd rather fly the P-51 and other warboards than DCS. I enjoy flying the P-51 around. But there's not really a lot that you can do with it, right? Because it's kind of a big, I don't know. There's just not a ton that you can do with the stuff in DCS. But one of these days I might give it a shot again. A90 Flyer, good to see you. Random question: how long did it take you to process your IACRA student pilot application? It feels like I've been waiting for weeks. So A90 Flyer, you did get a endorsement. Like, you completed the process with your instructor, right? So it should go into a status of like application received. And eventually you should be able to download your temporary student certificate. If you've gotten to that point, then you are legal to fly solo as a student pilot. You don't have to wait for them to completely process it and have your paper, like your plastic slip in hand. All you need to have is that paper student pilot certificate, and that should be done within like a week max. But it took me I think it was about 6 weeks between the time I finished the IACRA process with my instructor to the time that I actually got the card in the mail. And I'm actually a month now waiting for my PPL card. Like, I got my PPL 5 weeks ago and I still haven't gotten the card in the mail yet. Xiotis, welcome aboard. You know the easiest way to get a wing view in the Zebo Mod 738? Aha! You should go watch my camera video for X-Plane. It's here on Twitch. It's also on YouTube. I tell you exactly how to do that. Yeah? Yeah? You like that? There's also a way that Josh has too, where you can tell it to not have the boundaries or whatnot on the edge of the fuselage, but either method works. I hope Flight Sim World is successful. They'll bring in more people for sure. Yeah. Like, we really need to not hate on Flight Sim World. We need to go to our friends that have a casual interest in flight simming, and we need to say, you know what? If you're interested in trying it, you should try this Flight Sim World thing. Or you should try Aerofly FS2. Like, in Flight Sim World would be my recommendation over Aerofly personally, but we need that to succeed so that we can tell our friends, go try this basic experience for $40. And if you like it, have I got a sim for you? And then you get them involved in P3D or X-Plane. It's transferred to Airman Registry. Oh, I don't even know what that status means. Can you print out a temporary certificate yet? Because it goes, I think you'd have to go look and see what the like progression of everything is. Let's see here. What am I in right now?
Eastern 105, connect departure.
Okay, so here's where I'm at right now. I'm not going to show you my numbers or anything like that, but so my student pilot airman registry was complete, and for my private pilot, I have received by airman registry. So they've got it. Okay. If I do view print, yeah, if I do view print on that, it's actually a copy of my application. If I do view print on the student, oh, it's just a copy of application in both cases. But if that's the key, like you should have an option somewhere, like here, I think, to print your student pilot certificate prior to getting the paper copy. But I would definitely check with your instructor on that. But I was able to print the paper copy out, and that's totally valid until you get the plastic one, and it shouldn't take that long. Jempy 801, good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. And if you're having issues, you might have to reach out to the FAA somehow through IACRA and see if they can help you. But if it's received by the registry, then it's just had to wait. Just gonna say that I had to put a hold on my PPL. Car had some issues. Oh, that sucks, man. Get the pants. Welcome aboard. Ashley, you might need to try FS World then. That might be where you need to go to give it a shot. Navarine, welcome aboard. I already like to explain, but I just cannot deal with the flying with a keyboard. You got to get a controller. You got to get a joystick or a HOTAS or something. Without question. What do we got? We got about 100 miles to go. We'll start seeing. We should see Reno here pretty soon. What do we got? We got 13 minutes to the Mustang VOR, and at that point we'll be right over top of Reno. I'm excited for the Flight Sim event in Texas. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure I'll be able to make it down. Well, I'll plan on going to both Flight Sim Con and Flight Sim Expo, assuming they both pan out. But yeah, no, I'm gonna look at my travel arrangements and whatnot for Flight Sim Con down in Dallas, and we'll see what happens. I haven't even thought about that next year yet. I won't even deal with that stuff until like February. Flight Sim World is a jumping off place for people to go into X-Plane P3D. Exactly. I could see so many users going straight to X-Plane. Like, I know a few people that have gone straight to X-Plane, but they kind of already knew they were interested in this stuff. But yeah, I mean, it'll happen from time to time, but it's not going to be super common. Like, most people know Flight Simulator, you know, FSX and whatnot, and that's where they would go. There's an event in Texas. That's right. Yeah, you can paste the link. Yep. Okay. So yeah. All right. So in 90 Flyer, you are fine. You are totally fine. What you want to do is print that temporary certificate. So you print that temporary certificate out. You carry that with you. That is your student certificate. You can solo on that certificate. That's totally legal. That is 100% legal. And then when it's done, they only do it like every 6 to 8 weeks. They go through and print all of the plastic ones out. So in the same time I get my PPL plastic certificate, you should also get your student plastic certificate. But you're totally fine to fly like that. You've gone through the system. You've been approved. You're thumbs up, good to go. Who picked Dallas in the summer? Yeah, I have no idea. Dallas in June of all well, it's going to be the same. Like, there's Dallas in June, and there's also Vegas. So yeah. Go to flightsimcon.com. Am I going to fly myself down for Sun and Fun this year? Probably not, John, only because it's a super long flight. Like, if I were to fly myself down to Lakeland, let's see, KLWM, to KLAL. Yeah, so let's see, I gotta go inland a little bit here.
105 to 1710.
I gotta go inland a little bit here. Still on the coast. So we're looking at like we're looking at 2,200 miles round trip. That's about $2,200 that it would cost me to make that. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm definitely gonna go to flight. I'm definitely flying down there. Like I'll fly commercially, probably to Orlando. I have an invitation for a friend to stay with.
Eastern 105.
I have an invitation to stay with a friend of mine in Orlando for the event, so I'll probably take him up on that, and at least be able to go to the event and see all the stuff. But yeah, there's pretty much no way from New England that I'd be able to fly myself down there affordably. Like I could certainly do it, but to be able to affordably fly myself down there, not a chance.
Emirates 786, clear the Salt Lake
See if I can make both. That's right,
departure, Kremlin, VOR, then as filed. Climb via state except maintain 10,000.
Stop here at 14A for a midpoint. We can split fuel. Ha! All right.
That will be your final altitude.
Hitch a ride with Max. If Max wants to go, that'd be the way to get down there. But I got to take my wife too. So if my wife won't let me go to Florida in April without taking her, which means that we're pretty much flying commercially. But I'd love to. I'm hoping to be able to rent a plane while I'm down there, though. So if I go to Orlando and whatnot, I want to be able to rent a 172 or something to do some sightseeing. I want to go do the low approach at the shuttle at the shuttle landing point. Might get X-Plane 11 when the rotate MD 11 drops. Other than that, really don't know what else to fly if I get X-Plane. It depends what you're into. Local airport is a nice event every June. What's the event? Where's the airport, NASCAR?
Okay, what's your aircraft type?
Maybe get some friends to share the cost. Yeah, I mean, that would be the way to do it. Like, we fly a Cherokee 180, so if we split it 3 ways, it'd be $700, and we could probably do that. $800 a person. But I don't know if I could find 2 other people interested in going down to Lakeland, Florida for a few days. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to rule anything out yet. I'd rather find some events a little closer to home. Like I'm almost certainly going to fly back to Indiana at some point and see my family next year. So that's about 1,200 miles round trip, and I can pretty easily justify that one. Titusville and Space Coast region is wonderful. Yeah, dude, Ian. I really want to do that at some point to be able to fly out and do some of that stuff in Florida. I don't even know like how easy it is or whatnot. My understanding is you just ask for it, and as long as there's nothing going on, they'll give it to you.
We're at 786.
Kyokin lives in Florida. Kyokin, you got to come up to Sun and Fun in April. We'll probably. I know Frugal Pete used to put something together, but we'll probably try to put together some sort of like streamer / Twitch people meetup down there, because it's a neat place to go meet up and just see airplanes all day, like just nerd out. So we can probably get Jeff to get involved and some other folks. But we'll talk more about that probably after the first of the year. But yeah, no, I haven't gone for a couple years, John, and I'm kind of itching to get down there and go. Like, it was such a fun event both years I went. I'll have to see if I can convince my wife to go. All right, what do we got here? 6 minutes to Mustang. We got to probably start getting down here fairly soon. Yeah. Let's see, we still got some time. Mustang.
74 Hotel Connect.
Oh, yeah, it's 50 miles from Mustang to South Tahoe. If I were to fly the approach. We could just say screw the approach, get vectors for the visual, and then just bring myself in. Winds are calm. So
747, version 727 for Hotel, 2 set approach, treasure, maintain VFR.
Yeah, so I'm going to request a descent here fairly soon. And then what I'll do is I'll get a little closer and just cancel IFR. And I'll guide myself in.
November 7 Tango Sierra, then Palace discretion, maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 200, my discretion. Gonna head down now, 7 Tango Sierra. Alright, 20,000. Good. We'll go alt select. And then you would move the little pitch guy here. Oh, yaw damper's not on. How about that? So we'll pull the power back a touch. About 1,500 feet per minute's good. Let's go one more notch down.
105, Roger, say type, correction, say number of souls and fuel on board.
That's the second emergency he's had on this flight for us. Or the second emergency he has had while we have done this flight.
105, Roger.
That's what I'm looking for. How much does it cost an hour how much does it cost to fly an hour away? In a private plane? Like my rate for my plane is $108 an hour. And that's a flying club that I'm a member of.
Tango Sierra, connect Norgal approach 119.2.
119.2, 7 Tango Sierra. Yeah, so I pay $108 an hour, which is pretty cheap, all things considered. But it's also not a very advanced and complex plane. Auto fuel tanks are empty, so we can turn these transfer pumps off. NorCal approach. Mitsubishi 717 Tango Sierra, flight level 213, descending flight level 200.
Eastern 105, Roger, expect visual approach 34 left. Number 7 Tango Sierra, NorCal approach, descend and maintain 16,000, Lake Tahoe altimeter 3026, verify you have the weather, say approach request.
Okay, 16,000, we got the weather, and we're going to just grab a visual approach. We'll cancel our IFR once we get over Mustang, 7 Tango Sierra.
7 Tango Sierra, Roger.
So what I'll do, once I get to the Mustang VOR, I'll cancel my IFR and switch to VFR advisories.
Eastern 105, turn left heading 020.
That'll be the easiest way for us to get in. Because it's clear in a million everywhere. Carson City's clear. Lake Tahoe is, winds calm. Tim Alva's about to clear skies, altimeter 3026. So the weather's pretty much fantastic
Eastern
everywhere we look.
105, Denver International, 11 o'clock, 13 miles. Eastern 105, cleared visual approach 34 left.
All right. Heck Attack, good to see it. Do you have a spreadsheet for ongoing flight expenses, maintenance, proficiency, recreation, etc. post PPL? Not really. The only thing I'm tracking is the expenses I have with my flying club. Once I get to doing my instrument stuff, I'll start tracking that again in a new spreadsheet. But for now, I'm just flying. Like I'm not spending money on anything in particular. I'm just spending money on flying. Is the Piper still considered IFR rated? Yep. It's IFR certified. Slant uniform. Not a lot of gear on there, but you could definitely go fly IFR in it. I mean, we may have to do like the VOR checks, the pitot checks and things like that. Like I know that the VOR checks I think we probably have to do. But all the major stuff is taken care of. I'd of course go verify that in the logs, but all the stuff is taken care of. Yeah, $108 is wet. Yeah, it's a freaking steal of a deal.
1203, runway 34 left, clear the line.
I mean, the plane itself is maybe leaves something to be desired. You know, it's a 1966 Cherokee. So she's not much of a looker. And definitely the interior has seen some stuff. This plane has been around the block a few times. But you know what? It cruises 124 true.
American 360 Bedford.
It's got a practically brand new engine inside of it. It's a fantastic platform. It's a really good a really good plane. All right, let's do this.
Redwood 505, San Francisco current Southern Coast. Bye.
NorCal, Mitsubishi 717, take us here. We have to cancel our IFR and maintain advisories to South Tahoe.
Eastern 105, affirmative, sir. November 7, Tango Sierra, IFR continues to receive, squawk and maintain VFR, orders of terminated frequency approved.
Okay, squawk maintain VFR 7 Tango Sierra. Okay, I think he totally missed my request, but whatever. VFR? We don't need to talk to him anyway. Take myself down to, we'll go for 12.5, or 10.5. Nope, 12.5, I'll keep us above the mountains. And go to heading mode, start turning ourselves in.
Redwood 15 anywhere.
Lake Tahoe, 2285. All right. So we'll grab the north side of Lake Tahoe here. There's the lake over there. So I'll just keep this turn going. And then we're basically going to descend right over top of the lake. Should have the big mountains on our right. Just going to be those guys right there, the high peaks. We got Reno Airport right there. Iced 8383 has built that scenery out. Down we go. There's definitely room for GPS, yeah. I mean, they could take one of those. They could take one of the comm radios out, and they could put a 430 in there, or take the ADF out and do something in that spot. What's avgas going for in Boston? I think Max was saying $8 or $9 in New York. At my field, it's $4.99 a gallon. The surrounding field, it's more like $5.56 or more. So it depends on where you decide to fill up. VORs every 30 days, yes. Yeah, I'm not even sure what's involved with the VOR check either. I think I'm supposed to know that, but I don't. Living it up, that's right. Do what I can. Mike Weeda, welcome aboard. What's X-Enviro like these days? Worth me reinstalling, or should I use default weather? So X-Enviro is what you're looking at right now. It likes to make things really hazy, especially in the mountains. I've been reasonably happy with it. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether I care enough about it to try to install it, or to keep it. But yeah, no, I mean, if you have it, it's worth just installing and trying. You can disable it and turn it off easy enough. Okay, field elevation 6,300 feet, so we've still got 6,000 feet to descend. We can do that over the lake. It's amazing how high this lake is. All being held back by these mountains here. Excuse me. Get the power going here. $5.01 a gallon for 100 low at my local. Yeah, it seems like $5 to $6 seems to be about the norm. I think you can self-serve at my airport for like $4.60, $4.50 or whatever, but for the FBO that we use, it's $4.99 a gallon. All right, Lake Tahoe is what we're calling up here. I'll bring myself down to 7,700 feet next. So that'll be our pattern altitude. I'm just going to do a straight in, but that'll be my pattern altitude. Alt cell on. Nose down a touch. Pull the power back. Lake Tahoe is freaking gorgeous if you ever get a chance to visit up here. Absolutely stunning views. It's just unfathomable how big this lake is. All right, let's go lights. Yes, I know that broke the landing lights. I don't care. I'm back on X-Enviro, yeah. Mike Weeder, we're landing at Lake Tahoe. So we're flying over Lake Tahoe right now. We're going to land at Lake Tahoe Airport on the south side of the lake here. Everyone in my mentions that isn't a flight sim nut now refers to the 172 as the cow plane. Dude, it was the first thing I thought about. Oh no, we're gonna no. That's ban worthy, guys. We're not playing around with that. Thanks, Dave. All right, let's go full props. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye for the airfield out there somewhere. That should be it right there. Yeah? Yep. I use my binoculars. I see the airfield. We'll just kind of keep ourselves in the east side of the lake here. Lake Tahoe traffic. Got a Mitsubishi 15 miles to the north. Planning straight in runway 18 to Lake Tahoe. X-plane just crashed after getting clearance. Oh, that sucks. Is it safe to purchase X-Enviro now? It works. I have some doubts about the value proposition of X-Enviro as it is in X-plane 11 right now, but I mean, it at least works, which is more than we can say for, you know, before. Chris Cap, welcome back. Good to see you. Happy Friday. What are the flap speeds? 175, 155. Okay. So it's going to level off here at 7,700. That's our pattern altitude. We'll get that speed back, start getting the flaps out. 175 be the first notch. Holy crap, this thing does not want to slow down. $200. So we want that notch right there. We can bring our first notch out. I'm just going to go all the way and get myself 2 notches of flaps here. And landing gear extension. 175 as well. Okay, there's first notch of flaps. Landing gear's coming out. Flaps are out, indicated. 3 green on the landing. Higher plane.
Caution.
Next notch of flaps. Lake Tahoe traffic. Mitsubishi 6 miles to the north. Straight in runway 18, Lake Tahoe. So we have to bring the speed down to 120. Go for full flaps. And then we can accelerate back to our... We could accelerate back to our 150 if we wanted to. Okay, got 1 white, 3 red. 2 whites, 2 red. There we go. Now I'm too high. Obsessively trim this thing to try to get it to behave. Gears down 3 green. Flaps are 40 indicated. Lights are set. Runway's in sight. No traffic. Captain has got a cough still. Wash it down with some wine. Giant Unicorn, it's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Oh boy. Of all the times to have a tickle in my throat. Why did it have to be right now? Some of the medication I take causes this to happen from time to time. I'll be okay. I'm just going to get tears of joy about how good this landing is going to be. Lake Tahoe traffic, Mitsubishi 2 mile final runway 18, Lake Tahoe. Oh man. Jesus. What is going on? Gear is down. Undercarriage is good. Props are set. Runways in sight. Here we go. Moment of truth. God, that runway is really small. Shit, it's not. It's like 8,500 feet. Which is scenery. The weather has to change right there, too. Because why wouldn't it? All right. Lake Tahoe traffic. Mitsubishi's clear runway 18, Lake Tahoe. Looks like we can get in over here. Ramp. Ramp. In case there was any doubts. I'll take it. This is the MU-2 paddling. And yeah, dude, that landing feels real fast. Dude, there's a ton of planes here. Hello, is there any room for me? Good Lord. Good enough. We're not hitting anybody. Little short, stubby wings. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Oops. All right. Let's see if we can get the shutdown correct this time. Hold the park brake. I'm not even going to touch the throttle lever. Just kill the throttle. Should have killed the avionics too, but whatever. Burned them out. You. Leave the other two on. And you. And you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lake Tahoe Airport. Yeah, we made it. This neat little airport to fly into. Really neat airport. That is a humongous displaced threshold. Holy crap. If we didn't get off down there, we were going all the way to the end. Or doing a Yui. That is pretty right there. All right, let's do the replay real quick. Disconnect from PilotEdge. Like so. Check this thing out. Looks good, though. What do you prefer from those two? Oh, I don't know. Right now, probably the MU-2, just because I haven't flown it for a while. But they're both really good planes. They're both very different planes too. The E110 and the Embraer 110 and the MU-2. Very, very different planes. Flare, 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 flare. Not enough flare. Needed more flare. I started the flare too early. Hook the brakes. It's a big threshold too. Definitely started the flare too soon. Yeah, there was and we had the weather load that came in there too that screwed everything up. It always looks better inside the cockpit though. Seems to always look worse outside and then feel worse when you're flying it in. Wasn't too bad. I think if it wasn't for the weather reload, it would have been a lot smoother. But it kind of just went choppy, choppy, chop right there. One more. God, you sit so low to the ground in this plane. And that engine, the props in the engine are so friggin' big. That's what she said. What's the shortest runway this thing can land on? Keith flies out of Lincoln Park, New Jersey. I don't know what the ICAO is for it. It's near Caldwell. It's just north of Caldwell. And there's an MU-2 that is based out of that airport. And that runway's pretty short. Pretty short. I don't know what the shortest you can get away with is. But this is also high. This is all 6,500 feet. Like, it's a high altitude airport. All right. This is this is freeware scenery right here. Everything you're looking at, except for the plane, is free. And, well, sorry. The scenery and the surrounding ortho is free. Obviously, the environment, the weather, and all that is payware. So, guys, Matt Cat, good to see you. If you would have had a coupon code emailed to you, it's not on sale. You can buy it, you can purchase it, but if you want to get it at a discounted rate, you had to get a coupon code emailed to you by X-Aviation. Big Papa Bear, good to see you. Have you ever been to Palo Alto? I have not. Maybe someday. In 07, that's where it is. November 07. All right, guys. T-Corp says, have you taken off yet? Nah, dude, we're still pre-flighting the plane, man. You know how it goes. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure. We're going to be back tomorrow at about sometime between 11 and 12 tomorrow, Eastern time. And that is 3 and 4 GMT or 4 and 5 British summertime. I don't even know if that's still valid in Britain, but we're going to go live in 13 hours approximately. And we'll be flying the A320 all day tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it. But guys, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Let's see who we can go talk to. It's got to be somebody out there that we can go bug. You can say hi to Chili. I think Cessna Rocks is doing some livery painting. Oh, I don't actually want to go. Nope, don't want to go to the channel yet. AJ's live. There's some guys out there to watch. Let's take your pick. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. But thank you guys again. Have a good night. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Toodles. Cheers. Whatever. Good night, guys.